We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Little news, little information. We'll start out with weather because it's going to be an interesting weekend, I guess. That's what they're saying anyway. Today, a high of 89 degrees, partly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms tonight. Oh, I thought they weren't supposed to kick in until tomorrow, but now it's tonight, huh? Okay, now we're cooking. High of 89 today, chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. High of 83, showers throughout the day and thunderstorms at night. On Sunday, high of 73, showers throughout the day before clearing up later at night. Now, on Channel 5 Eyewitness News, they just said there's a chance of tornadoes today.
It's going to be bad. Just a bad weekend all around.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, it really does look not too great. But, the great thing about it is that Tuesday is going to be sunny and 82.
Yes. Score one for the Britster.
Why the Britster? Why Tuesday?
I don't know. I just wanted to act very excited.
Oh, you tied yourself in with that, didn't
I just wanted to act like I had big plans on Tuesday.
I thought it was like your birthday or something. Oh, it's my birthday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, man. It is cloudy and 71 right now. Now, my watch, which keeps pretty good check on the weather, says it's going to be really nice all day. So when's it supposed to kick in? Tonight?
Yeah, overnight. Very late.
Overnight.
Oh,
okay. Okay. So we do have a decent day today.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
So all of the Taylor Swift fans coming into town can think, oh, Brittany, I saw that look.
I just won $50. I bet a friend of mine $50 that one of the two of you would bring up Taylor Swift within 1 minute of the show started.
But aren't you shocked?
$50,
First
baby!
off, it's 7:02 currently.
$50.
Learn how to read a clock. It's
once you learn how
7:02.
to shut the F up, how about that?
And
sister?
also, aren't you shocked that it wasn't
Who does
me?
that? No, I'm not shocked at all because you're both.
Or both.
He was just trying to be nice to you.
No.
That's what it was.
AJ saw me light up when he said Taylor Swift.
I knew I'd never escape it.
I'm quiet. It's not like I'm wearing the Taylor Swift shirt.
No, not at all.
Or I've been only listening to Taylor Swift on my phone.
You look kind of old for an 11-year-old.
Thank you.
I will tell you that.
Only a little, though. Only a little. It's still a compliment
12,
if I make it one.
12 years old?
I'm just a teen mom trying to make it in this world.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. A teen
It sounds
mom.
like an MTV commercial.
It does, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Teen Mom.
Teen
I'm a
mom.
teen
New
mom.
episodes Wednesday, 8/7 Central.
It all works out in the end, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where to start the news this morning because there's a bunch of negative news to talk about, but we got to talk about it. There's a big argument right now. Apparently, I did not know this, but there's a big argument right now because they're trying to claim that that submarine imploded. Half the people are saying it did. The other half the people saying no, it did not. So how do we ever believe the news? How do we find out what really happened?
I don't think we'll ever know what happened with that.
Probably not. But why? They went from there's no way it was going to implode to yes, it imploded. They found debris on the. I thought they couldn't go deep enough to find debris, though.
I think they found it at surface level. Like
right by the Titanic thing?
I don't think right. I think within like 1,000 yards of.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
They searched a 10,000-mile area. 10,000. That's like a third way around the Earth.
Seems so wild.
It is. What a sad situation.
I know.
But I got to believe. I got to be honest with you, though. Hey, do you want to go down in my submarine? No, I do not want to go down in your submarine that you just went and bought a part for at Home Depot.
Calling that a submarine is generous.
It's
generous.
You're right.
That is a metal tube with they had a Logitech like $5 video game controller is what's
yeah.
Oh,
okay, first off, those controllers are at least $20.
Yeah, that's right. I think I'm trying to make fun of that.
I'm just teasing.
At Home Depot, buddy.
I'm just teasing. You're so right. You're absolutely right, AJ.
I just don't understand because it's not like they were going to see it. They had a television screen in there that they were going to stay on the surface. And
yeah, I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're not going to look out the window and see it.
No.
Who cares?
Why do you have to? I don't know.
I don't get it either.
So many, I just don't understand. And it's one of those, I don't have $250,000 to throw away. Like
all right.
So.
If Brittany starts crying, we're going to have to leave and just turn the show
Why
over
are we
to her.
doing sad news this
Because
early?
it's the news.
I hate this part of my life.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we follow Uncle Tom? I've been in radio a couple of years. I think I know. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I've been trying to take over this whole time.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
It's the long con.
Non-stop annoyance is all I have to say. Now I forgot what I was going to say. See, you're already annoyed.
You're going to give me a sad story, and I'm ready. I'm emotionally stable today.
Yeah, you look like it. You look real stable, I'll tell you that. Yeah, real stable. I forgot what the hell I was going to talk
You're
about.
literally going to tell a sad story. Brady's going to get sad.
Okay, now, maybe you shouldn't listen to this.
I'm here.
Did you hear about the kid? The 19-year-old?
Yeah, I knew.
Let's try not to sip your coffee right into the mic. What do you say?
That wasn't on purpose. Okay,
You're
but
a
tell me
disaster.
I know
You're a
there's a
disaster.
19-year-old on the sub. You're making
Yes.
it very easy not to get emotional. I'll say that.
I'm just going to tell you, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
But it's impactful. It's important. Okay. There was a 19-year-old on board who did not want to go on the ship. He argued with his father over and over. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go on that ship. And his father said, would you do me a favor? Do you love me? Yes, I do. Then go on the ship with me for Father's Day. Oh, God. How about that story there, baby? Uh-oh, she's got to go.
I don't love that.
We got to
That
close
is
her down.
so sad.
Isn't that sad?
Could you imagine him freaking out in the sub too?
Yeah, but apparently they didn't, according to it, just literally imploded, so they never knew it was coming. That's what they're trying to
That's
say.
the best case scenario.
But I don't know if that's true or not. You think it's true?
I don't know. Why did I have to? No, I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to, let's see. We have a blind man kicked out of a gym for staring at people. You want to do that one?
No.
You don't want to do that one either?
I also
That's,
feel
by the way,
bad
a real
for
headline.
him.
That's a real
That's
headline.
a real headline? Now we
blind
have
man
to talk about that.
Blind man kicked out of gym for staring at people.
Oh, no.
I hate people right now so much, can't even tell you.
That is so sad. I feel actually really sad for that blind person. I mean, that's...
Oh, there's a picture of him, too.
Stop. What is wrong with you today?
You said it to me.
I did not
The
send it
hell
to
you didn't. Well, then Rudy did yesterday.
Rudy must have.
Because I got it yesterday. I think you're a disaster. Oh, he's looking at the camera. Wait a minute. He's not looking at the camera because he can't see. He looks like he's looking at the camera. Is that a better way to put it?
He is oriented
He's oriented. There you go. That's a good way
towards
to put
the camera.
it. Blind man kicked out. Oh, wait a minute. There's a little covered thing here. Blind man kicked out of gym for staring at people. I still don't understand. How would you not know that he... Well, I don't know. Toby Addison was his name, a blind soccer player, as a matter of fact. And content keeps switching blind. I'm not going to do this because it keeps popping back and forth, the video. But apparently they kicked him out because they thought he was staring at people. It's like, wouldn't you check?
I want to know that story. I'm going to find the...
Oh, do you want me to do the story?
I'll find the actual writing up of it. There we go. I found it.
Okay, just send it over to me.
Yep, I'm putting it right. The link is right
Thank you.
there.
Thank you very much. Great to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, God. See, every time I click leave site now, I have to do this all over again. I hate this so much, can't even tell you. I like to leave site, but I can't leave the site because now I got to go back on the site. Is that not correct?
We can fix that later. You just keep
No,
doing
I
the
got it.
story.
Everything will be fine. No, we'll ad lib all the way through. This is going to be unbelievable. Like, here's my first ad lib. So, were you ever blind?
Not that I remember.
It's a pretty good take, don't you think?
It is a good take. Were you ever... You got to be so serious. Brittany, or no, Thomas.
Thomas, yes, let's go with
Were
Thomas.
you ever blind?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there, though. I will tell you that.
Is your vision getting worse?
Oh, God, yes.
Because you didn't always need reading glasses, did you?
No, God,
No.
no. I mean, well, my vision went bad when I was, I think, about 10 or 12 years old, something like that.
I put on your glasses many times, and it's a trip.
What, the reading glasses? But these are reading glasses.
They're wild, though.
Yeah, they're pretty thick or
Yeah.
something. There's
like
something. I know that.
And then I have a moment of panic because I take them off, and then my vision has to get back to normal.
yeah.
And I'm like, it'll never be normal again.
I'll never be the same. No.
It's a possibility. Okay, you did send me something.
It's right below that blind man kicked out of gym. I wrote blind man story
I don't see it.
and
on
Tom's
here.
news story. Oh, you want me to email it to you?
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Well, how did you send it to me?
The Tom's news story.
Oh, okay. No. I can click on it. Okay,
Okay.
no problem. No
Perfect.
problem. I just didn't know. I thought I had heard you had sent it to me. Okay, so the blind man story is the new name of it.
Yep.
Okay. So this should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Blind man says he was kicked out of gym for staring at women. A man who was blind said he was kicked out of a gym for staring at a woman while she was working out. Toby Addison, who's 21 years old and lives in the United Kingdom, told the Happy Hour podcast, well, I wanted to name our show the Happy Hour podcast.
It was taken.
Yeah, and they're so happy. That's the other.
Don't
part.
forget hours, because ours is 3 hours.
That's
long.
true. Hours. The Happy Hours podcast.
I wonder if we can get that URL with an S.
I'm good. It all went down when he was 17 years old. I was like, oh no, sorry, I'm blind. He said during an interview, I had my cane with me. It was folded up in my lap, but she wasn't having any of it. Addison also shared information about the ordeal on his TikTok account at Blind Tobies. That's what it says. So a woman complained about it, and therefore he was kicked out of the gym. But I don't really understand, why would they kick him out of the gym without checking? I mean, if he's got a cane with him, why do they think he's got a cane with him?
I don't know.
I don't
It
understand.
seems like a 2-second conversation.
Yeah.
Sir, this woman feels
Yeah.
uncomfortable. You're staring at him. I'm
Yeah.
blind. Well,
Yeah.
check you later.
You're good to go.
Here's a protein shake on the house.
Yeah, it's gonna be a free protein shake.
Like, how is that the world's quickest conversation right there?
You guys are not old enough to remember this, but back in the, Ray Charles is, right?
Uh-huh.
One of the greatest singers of all time. Well, not a great singer, but he was a great writer, and the very soul of his singing was terrific. So he's a really good singer. I would have considered him a great singer, but some people don't. But he did something, and then everybody who was imitating a blind person from that point on for about 20 years, this is how they talked when they wanted to pretend they were blind. Okay, you ready? Because he got this from Ray Charles. When he was singing, he would do this. Yeah, man, I'm blind, and it's unbelievable. I can't see anything. They bob their
sway?
head. Yeah, they would sway. It's like, well, you've seen that before?
Yeah. Well, it's the Jamie Foxx, like he's
Yeah.
done, he played
Yep.
him. He played him in the movie, but then
Yes.
he's done it where it's just like they swing.
Oh,
their head
he's
back
got a
and
good one.
forth
Look at
and,
AJ.
and it's
See,
like
that's what I'm saying. There you go.
it's just Ray Charles because he's feeling it in the moment. But if you look at anything outside of when he's playing the piano and singing, he doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't. Hey, listen, I'm going to run to the store. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't get. I just got a great memory that popped in my head. It's a very sad memory, but it's a great memory. That the last time I ever saw my father, he was at the house and he was pissing and moaning about something, and I went and put the Ray Charles song "Born to Lose" on, and he got up and left.
Dang.
He was deeply affected by it. It's like, Dad, Jesus, it's a song. Why don't you calm down? And then I said, bitch. All right, so what else? Everything else good?
Everything else is good. I feel like all I can think about is enjoying this show and nothing else.
What do you mean this show? Taylor Swift?
No, I mean
Is that
this
what you mean
show.
by this show?
No, I mean I'm only thinking about this show. I
Yeah.
have nothing else on my brain. I'm here for you guys.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
if you were thinking about anything else,
Yeah.
Yes.
would you be thinking about attending a Taylor Swift concert this weekend? Hypothetically, of course.
Hypothetically, yes, I would be thinking about attending the Taylor Swift concert tonight. And I'm going to probably FaceTime Tom during it so you can enjoy it as well.
That'd be great. Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Okay,
Tonight
there's
and tomorrow night.
But I mean, you're going tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then what time does it start?
She goes on at, I think, 7.
Well, that's why I asked you that. Does she actually come on when she says she's coming on?
Yeah, she's been really good
Oh,
about
so
that.
that's good.
I hear she's like an unbelievable performer.
And
That's what I hear.
it's just, I think it was 44 songs all in all, which is insane. It's like 3.5 hours of performing.
Just nailing it.
Just, I mean,
Is there an opener?
yes, but that's not included in what she's doing.
Okay.
What do you
Who
mean?
is it?
What?
There's an opener. I forget who ours is. The one tomorrow night is Girl in Red, and I've listened to her music, but I don't know the lady for ours. I forget her name.
What do you mean that's not included?
Like the opener is not included in that 3.5 hours.
Oh, I thought you meant not included with the ticket. I'm like, what?
You know what though, Tom? That kind of stuff you gotta look and fine print. Let
Oh
me
yeah.
tell you.
Oh yes, you do.
It's like bringing a wallet on a Spirit airline. They are going to charge you.
100% correct, right there.
So I respect that.
Yeah, I literally thought you meant it wasn't included in the ticket price. You had to pay for that too.
I love that though. I love
Holy
thinking
hell.
about that.
Yeah, it's a little unsettling if you ask me.
We're
but
really
that's just me.
piecemealing this one out. The woman hasn't made enough money off of me.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to take a break here and be right back in a couple seconds. Sandy will join us in about 4 minutes, somewhere in there. Bob Sansevere, of course. As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their lives. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you will receive 50% off the Giza Dream sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. That's a hell of a price. Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio podcast square and use promo code TOM. There, you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sets, and so much more. Go to mypillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. 7:19 already. So I'm just flying with you two.
Yeah, I know. We're fun.
You see what I'm saying?
If only we had
You feel me?
a loud man yell from a mysterious orb.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, it's time for the Bob Sansevere show.
You mean like that?
Like that.
What's going on, Sandy?
Everything's fine, Tom.
Yeah, you sound really good. What do you got? Pneumonia?
I don't know what it is. There, it's gone. He's got you guys. This guy's good here. Is you got Rudy working 4 days a week? He's working that 4-day week. Everybody
I don't even call
wants.
that working, to tell you the truth, though.
Does he have a gig this weekend? Is that why he's not there?
I think so. Yeah.
A big one. He's got another Adam Carolla opener.
I think he's
How
out
was
in Cali this week.
I think he's in Vegas.
No,
is-
that was last week.
Oh, that was last week. Okay, well, whatever. I was here.
Where in the world is Rudy Pavich?
Well, it's
He's
great that he got
there,
those.
wherever it is.
He got those compromising photos of Adam Carolla so he can open for him.
Yes, there you have it. Bob Sansevere Sports, brought to you by Bialke Law Firm. Hurt at work. Dave Bialke goes to work for you, taking care of your workers' comp injury claims and denials. Go to BIALKE law.com. Tell them Bob and Tom sent you. I love the fact they go with Bob and Tom, because that's like an Indianapolis morning show.
It's like everywhere. I feel like anytime I'm in a small town,
Well, Bob and Tom is.
they
yeah,
have
they
that
are.
syndicated. They're like, it's the Bob and Tom show. And I'm like, these are not the Bob and the Tom I know.
It's true.
Are those two guys still actually doing radio? Is it just
He's not. Bob is not, but Tom still is. Yes.
Okay.
Fun fact, they're married.
Who's married?
Bob and Tom.
What are you talking about?
I just wanted to make something up.
Oh,
about
Jesus Christ. I tell you, that stretching for that humor always works, doesn't it?
Tell me that wasn't like a
what
little bit
the
of like
hell?
a what?
I'll tell you what. You keep doing that, and Adam Carolla is going to dump Rudy and have you open for him.
Oh, absolutely.
That
With
hysteria.
I don't work nights, so
that humor, baby.
unless you have a brunch, I'm
You
out.
don't work days either.
I shouldn't work mornings ever.
I
So there
don't.
you go.
I'm not exactly a worker bee.
We've noticed.
Thanks.
Anyway, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. Sandy's
Rudy, it's good to know Rudy's listening because he said, Carolla has pictures of me. He's just sent me a text.
So he's listening to the show right now. There you go. So there you have it.
That's
for him.
funny.
Good for
There you
him.
have it. I love the
Yeah.
fact that on this show, the new judge of comedy and what's funny is Brittany. Oh, that's funny.
I just have that disease where if I laugh, I'll randomly go, "That's." I just called you funny 2
no,
minutes
you didn't.
ago.
You said I was weird.
I said you might be one of the funniest people I
Weird
hang
and
out
funny
with.
is not the same.
I
thing.
didn't say
You
weird,
said,
and then you
a-hole.
said not everybody gets my comedy, and I go, I think it's hilarious.
I heard you say weirdly funny.
So he's.
Yes, weirdly funny. That's exactly.
I
what
was
she
making
said.
a TikTok, and he was like, "Don't put my face on TikTok." And then we had an argument, and he was just so funny about it. It literally made me laugh really hard.
I don't want to be on TikTok.
Yeah, but you're like a hat in the corner
I
in the
don't care.
background.
It's commie bullshit.
Like,
I don't want to be on it.
I'll have your people blur you out.
My people. Do I have people now? What do you think of that, AJ? I got people.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You look like a guy who has some people.
Nice
That's for
try.
sure.
Nice try. That's all I get to say. I did learn something today already, Bob,
What's that?
that a Furby and a furry is a different thing. I learned that from Brittany this morning, that I thought a Furby was those people that put on fake ears and then shtup each other or whatever. But those are called furries.
Correct.
Yeah, the furries are the ones where everybody thinks in their school district they've got furries that are pooping into litter boxes.
What?
Well, there's people that think that
Yeah.
kids are dressing up like cats and using litter boxes.
What?
I can't take it.
What? Huh?
I'm surprised you guys haven't heard about this. It was like
Where?
brought up at, I think, the Capitol. It was like a talking point that's like, there's litter boxes in our public schools. And it's like, no, there's not.
That's this
They
week?
act-
no. This
Oh,
was
it's been
like,
a while.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
So some people believe that's real.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. People are super gullible, Tom.
I
And
guess.
Tom, it's always the next town over. Like for me,
Yeah.
the next town over is Monticello. Did you hear in Monticello they're pooping in litter boxes?
Also, if I could get Go-Go to poop in a litter box at this age, I would be bragging
Sure.
about that.
Absolutely.
Yes, but the problem is if it's like a cat, you'll be kicking out some of the litter, and you have to keep cleaning up after her.
Yeah, well, it's not too different from my life now.
And the other problem is that the people he's talking about are like 45
Yeah.
years old.
I think they're like
Jesus.
teenagers that they're claiming are identifying. Is he
Oh,
saying
is
like
that who it is?
like identifying as
It's high
cats?
school, middle school, and high school kids are claiming you're doing it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just like propaganda to scare.
You know what? If they want, if there were a case of that, I think you just throw them out of school because we don't allow kittens and cats in our schools
Get
to
out.
take classes.
So, Sandy, what's the latest in your world, Pally?
Well, in the world of the Twins, you got to be excited now.
2 in a
They're
row.
on fire, 2 in a row, 1 game up, and Byron Buxton's on fire.
I did not
2
see
home
the
runs.
game yesterday because I had some business I had to take care of, so I didn't see 1 minute of it. So he had a big game, did he?
Well, he had. They claim that he is the first player in like 9 years to have 2 home runs of 460 feet in a game.
Whoa!
And Joe Ryan pitched the first complete game for the Twins since 2018 when Jose
Really?
Barrios did it. Yeah, I mean they're lighting it up. And
6-0? Was that the final? 6-0?
yeah, 6-0. And here's what's interesting about it. Buck, we've talked about him, and he has always been streaky, but he's 5 for 11 with 3 homers and a double in his last 3 games after going 1 for 34 with 17 strikeouts
Whoa!
in the previous 10 games.
Yep.
That's streaky.
You know what's kind of cool about yesterday's game, and I did not get to see it, so and I guess we wouldn't have heard it anyway because it was in Boston. But Bill Burr was in the stadium, and he did some commentary during the game. I guess.
Oh, cool.
I heard that was like insanely good.
That's what
Just
I heard. Yeah,
pure
Yeah.
entertainment the entire time.
That's wonderful to hear. He is funny.
Oh, amazing.
Very, very funny guy. So I wish I had seen, but that was only broadcast in Boston, though, right? Not
Yeah, I think that was on their NESN
Yeah,
Sports,
yep.
whatever.
Indeed. So Sandy's here to tell us what the hell is going on in the world right now.
Yeah, a lot of crap going on in the world.
A lot of crap.
World is full of that sort of thing. And your Timberwolves had a draft, and they made a deal with San Antonio to get Leonard Miller. My first thought was, isn't that name sounds more like a conductor than a basketball player?
Leonard Miller.
The old Leonard Bernstein thing, and they
Sure.
again they didn't have the first round pick, but good for them. I just honestly, have you ever been excited about the Timberwolves?
No, I tried for about a year or two back in the 80s. The team sucks, and it's always sucked. And as a matter of fact, I don't watch the NBA at all because it's disgusting. It just is. I used to love watching the Celtics back in the day. They take on everybody and kick their ass. Kevin McHale was a big part of that, obviously. Robert Parrish. Guy named Larry Bird. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Oh, nice.
Vaguely. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't watch the NBA anymore because it's all just showboat crap now. It's not team play at all anymore.
You want to talk about? We've talked about baseball and fundamentals.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. It's a hell of a sport. There's no question about that. I mean, some of these people are supremely
athletes.
talented. Yeah, great athletes. Yep.
But I'm not overly fond of it either.
Do you know anybody who is anymore?
Well, there's got to be people because they do get decent crowds, but I
Yeah.
think a lot of people that go, it's more for the social experience.
Do you think the people like Kevin Garnett drove people away? Because he's one of the reasons I didn't watch the NBA anymore. What a pain in the ass that man was.
The thing he used to do, and he thought it was cute, and I would get up and walk away when he would, before the game, he would put, that the resin or the chalk, put it on his hands, clap his hands right and turn toward the media,
Yeah. Yep.
and clap it so everyone would have to inhale this crap.
Except
Why
for
would-
one guy. He never did it to one guy, and who is that?
Sid.
You got it. Never did it to Sid Hartman. He loved Sid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're an athlete in this town and you didn't love Sid because he would fawn all over you.
No, that's true. I miss Sydney, though. I do miss Sydney.
Yeah, and I told you, Tom, I knew him when I first came to Minnesota in '84, covering the Vikings. I worked with Sid,
Yeah.
and he was my toughest competition because I would have a scoop, and his first words out of his mouth, "I've got it."
I got it.
Then he'd pick up the phone and get it. Because everybody would talk to Sid. And my proudest moment, probably in sports, involved Sid. Once out of 30 plus years, I got him to say my last name correctly because he'd always call me Sansevere.
Sansevere. Yeah, you.
I had him
Bob Sansevere.
I got him to do it phonetically. I broke it into Sid. Trace. Say San. San Sid. Slam. And then Sa. Then he'd go that. Then Veer. But he could not put the three together.
AJ, have I ever told you my Sid Hartman M Club story?
No.
Sorry for people. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but it's very quick. True story. And I love Sydney, by the way. And Chad Hartman and I are still really, really good friends. I think the world of Chad. But I'm at the M Club. Said, Bernard, meet me over at the M Clubs over at Northeast Minneapolis. I'll just meet. I'm going to be a little late. No, Sid, you're going to be late? Whoever heard of it? So he comes rushing in, and they're already up on the docket, and they're talking, all the rest of it. He rushes in. He grabs the bowl of tomato soup, pulls it in, takes about 3-4 spoonfuls. He goes, this soup is terrible. It's way too sweet. I said, that's because it's salad dressing.
He was drinking like French salad
He
dressing.
was eating French salad dressing with a spoon.
Oh my
And
God. That is
not the first time he did that. He did that at a Vikings banquet too.
He did it, I guess,
What?
several times.
this is the most chaotic person I've ever heard in my life.
And the amazing thing is,
He is a
he
legend.
wore the same tie, and there were stains from like an old Minneapolis Lakers luncheon he went to.
First time Catherine, my lovely wife Catherine Brandt, ever met Sid, we were going to go to some sporting event. So he goes, I'll tell you what, come over to the campus. I'll drive over to I think it must have been a Twins game or something we were going to. I don't remember what it was. But we looked in the back seat. It was so filled with paperwork, there's no way you could have gotten in that back seat. A little kid wouldn't have fit in the back seat. So I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and Catherine is sitting on my lap, which is totally illegal, by the way. You can't do that. But she's sitting on my lap, and Sid floors it and starts driving, and you're driving at like 50 in a 30. Then he takes a left going the wrong way on a one-way. And Catherine goes, Sid, what are you doing? He goes, I'm Sid Hartman. Oh, well.
Oh, good point.
Never mind.
So that means I won't bleed out? Like, what is going on
a
here?
head-on collision. But other than that,
I was going to a Wolves game once, and this is back when he was driving, because toward the end he did have a driver, but
yes.
and I'm going like 60 or so in the speed lane because I'm on the lane to go into downtown and park. This car comes flying past me at 90, almost clips my front fender. And I look, and it's you, son of a Sid. It was him.
What a shock.
And one of the other great stories about him, because the guy was loaded. I mean, he had money, but his office was like a tornado would hit. So he had somebody clean it. The guy cleaned his desk out. There were 5 uncashed checks.
Oh, yeah.
Like over the years. He just never cared.
No, he never cared about that money thing. He had tons of money, never cared about it. And like I said, one thing I am very grateful for, and I don't know if you went through this, Bob, or not, but I never, ever saw Sid when he had to use a walker. And I'm really happy I did.
No.
That would have broken my heart to see Sidney have to use a walker. I was 100 years old, so I mean, it only made sense, but that would have made me sad.
He actually, when you think about when I met him, it was 84, and he would have been still in his late 60s.
Yeah,
he didn't change until the last couple of years. He looked the same because he always had the gray hair, and he did not like his nickname when he was young. You remember his nickname? What it was?
God, it
was Blackie.
Blackie, that's right.
The streak of black and just black hair, but he did not like to be reminded his nickname was Blackie.
Blackie Hartman.
I'm guessing he wasn't fond of it when he had the black hair either.
Very quickly, and I've told this story before as well, but the one reason that I loved Sid so much, and Sid was a massive pain in the ass in some ways, but you'd forgive him because he and I used to sit around and talk about his father. And to be a big drinker in the Jewish community in North Minneapolis was not a good thing. And his dad was a big drinker. And he would tear up and start talking about how he would have to go find his mother would say, would you go find your dad? And he'd go to every bar, and he'd most often have to carry his father home. You know how embarrassing that would be for a nice Jewish boy in North Minneapolis? Just really, really horrible. But Sid did it because his mother wanted him to. It was his dad. So there are a lot of things about Sid that Sid did that were really, really very special and great. But hardly anybody knows that side of Sid, which I did. I got very lucky because I knew that side of Sid.
And he got that close personal friend thing. He did have an incredible list. As a matter of fact, like the first year or two when I was here, I made a good amount of money I came up with a Sid Hartman shirt, and you were on it too, Tom. My close personal friends, and it listed like 100 and something people, and the type got smaller. And he signed it for me because I said, well, Sid, how much money do you want? I don't want no money. He didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't care. We do miss you, Sid, and if you're up in heaven with my mother, because I believe he was born, I think, like 5 months. My mother was 5 months older than him. So Sidney's been dead now, 3 years, hasn't he? 2 years?
About that.
2 or 3. I know.
I made him one, this is years ago, but I made him show me his license. And there's people who still claim he got the 1920. It was actually 1920 or 1919. So some people believe he was 101 when he died. Oh,
okay. See, I didn't know that. I thought he was the same age as my mother.
Because I knew someone that said, I went to school with him. There's no way he was 1920.
One of the great lunches of my life, I will tell you. And AJ, I cannot tell you how special this was. Sid gives me a call. He goes, come on over to the Lake and Dell. We'll have a little lunch. We'll just hang out. Got another friend coming. I go over and meet Sid. You know who his friend was? Gene Simmons.
I've got to
guess it was one of three: Steinbrenner, Bobby Knight, or Lou Holtz.
It was Gene Simmons from.
Oh, it was Simmons.
Like
Simmons.
Sid and Gene Simmons. What the hell?
How would he even know him?
Bunch, man. That is like, who are you? Like, I feel like there's so many times in my life I look around, I'm like, does everyone know I'm a phony? Who am I? Why am I sitting here with Sid Hartman and Gene Simmons? That would blow my mind.
Exactly.
Then Gene Simmons is just tonguing like the salad dressing.
Oh, you know it.
They're both going after the French dressing.
Yeah. Give me that tomato soup.
God, I miss the Lincoln Dell Bob. Why don't they bring back the Lincoln Dell Bob?
Why did it ever go away? There were 3 of them or 4 of them in town?
Yeah, absolutely there were. I love
Is there a Vecchio's left? Because that was Sid's other big place.
Oh, Sid loved Vecchio's. There was one on campus and one out on Minnetonka Boulevard.
Yeah, the one on Minnetonka Boulevard disappeared years ago, I think. But the one on campus, is that still there?
I don't know. Vecchio's? Anybody know?
I'm not sure. I know they lost, or they didn't lose, but they moved on from their spot at the fair.
Oh, really? They don't have that anymore either?
No.
Okay, see, Vecchio, Sid loved Vecchio's. Loved it. He did. All right, Sandy. So you got the Twins winning. The most important thing of your life, though, Bob, now, is the fact that you're joined by Kristyn Burtt.
Nothing is more impressive in my life to say I shared my orb is be sharing with Kristyn Burtt.
She's doing an orb for herself right now.
She is. Nice orb, Kristyn.
When are we going to start putting these pictures up live?
I would love that.
We got to do that.
I thought this was live.
No, they say they put it up later.
Oh, all right.
A lot of emails. People want to watch it live. We got to get that. We got to get, as to quote my favorite man in the room, we got to get that done.
Time to get off your ass. That's the big one.
Yeah, get off your ass and get that done.
I think that was the first thing I heard out of Tom this morning, because I get here and I'm waiting outside the door and he goes, "They haven't got you a key yet. We got to get that done.
We got to get that done.
We do have to get it done." It's like, geez, why would he give you a key? Here, you need to show up at 6 a.m, but you don't get a key. What?
Let's be honest. You can have my key. I am rarely the first one.
You got that.
Mikey has not got much play in his
She
life.
will never need that thing. Tom, as I go out, if you look at my orb, I'm doing my Kristyn Burtt imitation. I'm talking with my hands. Can you see the movement?
I can. It's just
Early.
Oh, and she does not like that I'm doing.
I don't mind it. It's just like we just need to see you.
Yeah, Bob, it's so weird. I've had
Someday.
like 5 people talk to me about it.
But you know what? I like the mystery.
The orb is a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like you're
Ouch.
naked. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. You're obviously don't put pants on for this broadcast.
Exactly.
Yes, so.
So
God, why didn't I just stay over at Capitol Records all those years ago? Why did I ever leave?
Hindsight's 2020.
It is. You're absolutely right. So Sandy, you got to go.
Well, no, I figured you'd want me to go. I have big day, Tom. It's the Buffalo Rodeo for anyone looking to go to a rodeo. Longest running rodeo in Minnesota history. And now, Kristyn, these names may and Brittany may or may not mean something to you, but if you like Taylor Swift is in town, right?
I think I don't know. I don't care about things like that.
Here we go.
There are 2 women performing on tomorrow night. They're scheduled to be there for barrel racers. They are the Taylor Swift of barrel racers, a woman named Fallon Taylor, who's a multi-millionaire because she has capitalized on, every little kid that barrel races wears her clothing and her helmets. And she's a 2-time world champion. Sherry Servey is a 4-time world champion. Has not capitalized the way Fallon Taylor has on the clothing thing, but it's a big
Fallon Taylor?
Fallon Taylor.
Who's Fallon Taylor?
If have Brittany call it up for you, and you'll see. Meantime, I'm watching. Kristyn's like sitting on her hands. She doesn't want to do all the activity stuff. There you go.
No, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Bob,
I'm not doing hand motions for you.
Also, Bob, you commentate a lot on what people are looking like and saying and doing for a guy who won't turn his camera
An
on.
orb.
Brittany, nice eyebrows.
See? Right there.
Oh, great. You hit it right on the nose.
Thank you.
Okay, Kristyn, as a young woman from Massachusetts, I want to ask you a question. Because Bob's from New Jersey, and he's an Italian boy. When's the last time you heard an Italian from New Jersey say, "Hey, let's go to the rodeo"? What?
Who don't like the rodeo? Hey, you got rope.
Rodeo. What are you talking about?
You got rope. You could choke people out with the rope.
Now we're at
Make a nice little garrote out of it. Every
Sandy,
kid should have one.
We're gonna miss you, Sandy.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize I was going to go the Rudy route and disappear.
No, just the weekend. I just mean over the weekend, Bob. That's all.
Now, hopefully, I'll be back Monday if Brittany sends me that little note to get into the StreamYard world.
Indeed.
Weird. The link doesn't work for you.
I don't know what happened. How did that happen?
Funny. It's last Friday's link.
It's so weird. I don't know how that happened.
Thought it was the right one. Sorry. Maybe next year.
We'll
No
carry
words
on
allowed.
somehow.
Carry on,
Thanks,
carry
Sandy.
over. All right, see ya. Because Kristyn's got a lot of Hollywood news to deliver because she is the epitome of Hollywood news, the best whatever lived.
That's what I was thinking.
All right,
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevere brought to you by Bielke Law Firm. Hurt at work, Dave Bielke goes to work for you. Taking care of your workers' comp injury claims and denials. Go to BIALKE.com. That's BIALE law.com. Tell them Bob and Tom sent you. So we will do that. I love working with Sandy. Now that he's gone, I can say this. I do. I love working with Sandy. I always have.
Yeah, I do like Bob Sansevere, even
Sandy?
though he's an orb in my ass.
Well, he is a pain in the ass.
I like him.
There's no getting around it. So KB, now we had a discussion yesterday because we had a comedian in studio, very nice man, Kevin Bozeman, his name. He came in yesterday and he was wearing a hat that said KB on it. And I said, you're going to have to put a 3 behind that because there's KB1, KB2, and you would be KB3.
I thought we already have a KB3.
Who was KB3?
Yeah, Ken Barlow.
Oh, Ken Barlow. We had so he's KB4.
KB4.
Ken Barlow, you're right. He's KB3.
What did his KB stand for?
Kevin Bozeman is
Kevin Bozeman. Oh, Kevin Bozeman. Okay, I didn't hear his last name. Okay.
Liar.
I love it.
I think I might have his last name wrong, too.
Bozeman?
I think it is Bozeman. It was
I think it
Kevin
is
Bozeman. Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah, with a
Bozeman.
Z.
I love
that.
I love that he's totally merched himself out.
He
I need
said
to get on that. Like
said he's
maybe two.
He's going to, because he has T-shirts and hats, and he's going to send one to you and to Catherine. And I got to get him to send one to Ken Barlow too, KB3.
Yes. I'm like, I would wear my KV shirt proudly.
He is very, very funny and the nicest man, which is a good thing because he was about 6'5" and weighed about 270, and it was all muscle. So it was a good thing. He was a very nice man.
He was ripped.
He was. That fellow was put together. I'll tell you that. Nice guy though, really nice man.
Super funny.
KB4. There you go. Yeah, he was. You're right. He was very funny.
That is really weird that you have a lot of KBs in your life.
I know. What the hell's that all about?
I don't know. That's strange.
It is unbelievable. So what's the latest in your life, KB2?
I heard Taylor Swift's in town.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
It's never going to
What?
end.
Taylor Swift?
Okay. First of all, I mean, this is
Ordained,
such
I
a
gotta go
moment.
home.
Tom, I know you just you're not on social media, but
No.
Taylor Swift is such a TikTok moment. I can watch her show from wherever I am and wherever she is live on TikTok. So are you going to stream for me live on TikTok, Britt? What are you going to do?
No, I'll have my phone out for the hours leading up. We're gonna roll in there around 5, and then the show doesn't start till around 7. I'm gonna take a lot of pictures and videos and things like that when we're around. But once the show starts, I don't want to have my phone out at all. Like I just want to be present.
I love it.
And I haven't watched any of the lives yet because I was like, okay, I paid money for this ticket. I want to see the show for the first time in front of me. But then after that, I'm going to watch the lives for sure.
We need to know the important things. What are you wearing? Because you have to have a specific Eras Tour outfit.
No, I won't go
this
into
is like,
detail.
understand, this is like a big deal.
I did do her nails for each album she has. We did that last night. Maggie, the 16-year-old, came down and we did our gel nails last night. And I'm doing Lovers Era. That's all I'll say. I'll post a picture, but it's very romantic and cute.
Oh, I love it. And I've heard you're supposed to wear comfortable shoes. Okay.
And I dyed my white Jordans pink for it. So
Oh, cool. Okay, cool.
obviously that's what you do.
Because I've seen way too many TikToks. Tom is dying here, but I've seen way too many TikToks where they're like, if you wear your boots, you're going to hate life by the end of the concert. So
I'm a tennis shoe person anyways. Like I definitely, because I'm tall, so I lean into tennis shoes often. So I advise most people to wear tennis shoes 99% of the time.
Can I ask you two each a question?
Yeah.
Like I love sports.
Yeah.
So like I think I can kind of get behind it, but like this seems almost more of a religious experience in a sense where it's like you're going all out. This is not just going to see a concert. This is an experience.
a
Like
lifestyle.
what am I exactly? What am I missing?
I would have to say it's definitely, since her album that like Love People Just Adore Folklore came out in 2020 at a time where kind of in the lowest of lows, and there's just a lot of songs that like resonated with people. Now keep in mind, she's doing all 10 of her albums that she's done since she's come out. And then on top of that, I would say the Swiftie community, we're already kind of creative and silly anyways. And so we just kind of lean into that. And then also we're really fun. Like we're a fun group to be around. So it's like, we're all excited to hang out. And like somebody tweeted a video. There was like a big group they were in. They're like, I thought I hated big crowds. But reality, I think I hate men in big crowds because it was just a bunch of women like walking around. Oh, excuse me. Hi. Not like barging through. So it's just a different vibe.
I think what's also sweet about it too is if you see who's going to the concert, there are 5-year-olds going to this concert. I'm not kidding. All the way up to people in their 70s and 80s. It really is an intergenerational thing. And I think very few artists represent that, especially in 2023.
Yeah, it's going to be it's fun. Like I'm excited to be around a lot of people and that are excited to be around me, which is like super fun.
And how many friendship bracelets did you make?
Wait 1 second. She just said people that are excited to be around me.
Just because like I'm a Swiftie too.
What an ego.
No, not because of who I
more
am.
me now, AJ. I'd like to point it out.
It's just more of like, they know I'm a Swiftie. I know they're a Swiftie. We're all excited to be like, I've already gotten a bunch of messages from people that are going to the concert. They're like, happy Taylor Swift Day. So it's like, I don't know. It's like a very fun vibe.
And when else do you see a community where people are all happy to be together? Doesn't matter what they believe,
Yeah.
who they
On the radio,
represent,
guarantee
or
you that.
anything else like that. They can all fill a stadium and for 3.5 hours love each other.
And like, I'm so excited. I made 50 friendship bracelets, and like, I just can't wait to hand them out to kiddos. Like, just a kiddo sitting there and like seeing what their look is and picking out which bracelet to give them. Like, that to me is so fun and silly.
Are you gonna have like 50 just on your arm at the start of the night?
Yes. And then you trade them. Yep.
It's like
You gotta be
trading
real
Disney
careful with that. You're
pins.
gonna knock somebody out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We all look insane.
exactly.
I've seen at some of the stadiums, the cops and security are starting to show up with their own.
Yeah. And you trade with them. Yeah.
And they're trading them too with the attendees. And I was like, see, we can all come together and not be fighting. It's amazing.
What wasn't your biggest hit like Winchester Cathedral or something? What
That's
the hell?
exactly it. It's
I've never even
Winchester
heard a song.
Cathedral. It's Winchester Cathedral.
That's not even close.
What does it sound like? You tell me.
Hey, now. That's not it. So what's her biggest hit? I don't know. I really don't.
I think commercially her biggest hit probably is Shake It Off.
Shake it off.
That
Yeah.
was
Shake
everywhere.
it off, shake it off, baby, shake it off. That one.
What's like the first one is what? The one she's sitting in
Tim McGraw.
No. I'm thinking of it's a meme, so that's why I know it. But it's like she's in looking through windows at a dude, and she's got like signs.
Oh, You Belong With Me.
That one, yeah, that's what I think of. I think when I hear Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Me too.
I got a princess.
No, I heard she's a hell of a talent, though. I have.
She
heard.
is.
I love when people are positive and get together and are happy and don't
No,
care
I
what
don't.
their
I-
viewpoints
I
are. I mean,
just
you don't
hate
want to
it.
be a part of it.
No, I
but
do
you
like that a
love-
lot.
You do like that.
I like that a lot, and I wish people would carry that over in their real lives. That'd be wonderful.
See?
And Tom, you could literally bring Fawn to this concert. That's the other thing.
That's
You could
great,
bring
though.
your granddaughter to this concert and you wouldn't worry about anything that she's seeing or witnessing or think, oh, that's way above like, where she should be. It's one of those situations that I love that.
But what if she says to me, Bop, is Brittany drunk?
Then you know the answer is no. I'm just
And
crying.
She's just crying for no reason.
We don't know what's wrong with her.
She's been sober for like 13 years, Fawn. This is her at her most real. It's not great.
Well, no, I understand the feeling you. I mean, I didn't go over the deep end like a lot of people do with the X, but I remember sitting front row center about 20 feet away from Paul McCartney. That is quite an experience.
See?
No doubt about it.
And all those people there who are all excited about this, and it's been just there's just been a lot of not going out for like a couple years. And I think everyone was just waiting to go do this together. And I think that Paul McCartney thing is a perfect example of everyone being like, oh my God.
Why can't we do that in real life? That's what I'd like to know. Why can't people embrace life and go, this is wonderful?
I mean, we can lean into it. I made you a friendship bracelet.
No, I'm just talking about the general population of the world.
Yeah.
Everybody's always pissed off about everything. Relax, go enjoy Taylor Swift and shut up.
Just shake it off.
Yeah, exactly. Shake it up, baby. I'm doing it again.
No, you got to do like the Janet Jackson.
Oh, there you go, the Janet Jackson move. Whip
What have
your
you
hair.
done for me lately?
Not a damn thing, believe me. Nothing. I've done nothing for you lately. What time did you go? 7?
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
So there you go. Is it going to be a bitch to get into that stadium?
Absolutely.
I bet it will be.
It's fine. I'm gonna take
My real curiosity is what time does Britt get home tonight? Because leaving the stadium is probably the worst thing because everyone leaves at once.
So I have to take the bus back to my car and then drop off my friend because, of course, as a sober person, that's always your job after, and then head back to Eden Prairie. So yeah, not great.
3 a.m. too.
I bet it's going to be 1:30 if I'm lucky.
Really? 6.5 hours?
Yeah, I'm leaving my house at 3 and I'll probably get back at 1.
Yeah.
So 10 hours.
10 hours.
The traffic in and out of Taylor Swift is unbelievable at
I
every
bet,
stadium. In fact, when she was in the New York City area, she played in New Jersey and is at the Jets, I think the Jet Stadium. You had to have a ticket in order to get off at the Jets Stadium stop. Otherwise, they wouldn't let you because they're like, we can't handle the amount of people and the rush of traffic. So they were really, really cracking down on that because they also didn't want people in the parking lot because a lot of people have been tailgating or tailgating.
Yes. Tailgating.
Tailgating, exactly, in the parking lot. So,
Hey,
are they allowing that in Minneapolis?
Oh yeah. There's
good.
Minneapolis is very much so like they're not going to there's no one way in and out like there is in New Jersey, like
And also space. Like they just didn't have the space to handle crowds sitting in a parking lot in New Jersey. So
we have to take a quick break. Be right back with Kristyn Burtt right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Acoustic wave therapy is the latest advancement of treatment of erectile dysfunction. I go from you guys having a good time talking about erectile dysfunction. What do you think of that?
it's fine.
It is a non-surgical, non-medication solution to improving your natural functionality for better erections and optimal sexual performance at any age. Get back on track to a healthy, satisfying love life with your partner. And I should mention right here again, because they do tell you this. And again, I had to say, Catherine, I hate to impose on you, but they insist that I have sex 3 times a week. And you will have to too, because that's part of it.
It's homework.
Because it flushes out the old pipe work.
You got to do your homework.
Exactly. No medications, no surgery, overseen by our highly trained health professionals all along the way. I was there yesterday, as a matter of fact, seeing the folks, really, really nice people. Twin Cities Premier Health treats the root cause of ED. Twin Cities Premier Health acoustic wave therapy protocol is provided via a medical device that delivers painless, low-intensity, high-frequency shock waves over the surface of the skin. It's non-invasive, highly effective, science-based procedure. Creates an increase in blood flow. See, that's the whole key to the deal. And helps create new blood vessels by treating the root cause of most erectile dysfunction. Discreet and confidential in-office evaluation by highly trained and friendly staff. Acoustic wave therapy sessions in Twin Cities for a series of weeks, 25 to 30-minute treatments. Matter of fact, my treatments are only about 12 minutes. I just go in, we schmooze, everything's good.
Done.
Experience better erections at any age, and that's a big deal. Special offer, receive a free treatment and free consultation when you book today, valued at $800, 952-395-4346, or go to TwinCitiesPremierHealth.com. Be sure to please tell them please be sure to tell them, there's a better way to put it, that Tom Barnard sent you.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender? There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Hartman, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a 6-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. A little news, a little information. Kristyn Burtt with us now. Thank you to Sandy for jumping in and stirring the pot and causing trouble. But other than that, everything's good. Everything's wonderful. So, all right, we went through T Swift already. She'll be.
I did that just for Britt because I knew she wanted to talk about it.
Well, you know what? We're almost down to about 11 hours now. 11 hours and 2 minutes till she hits the stage, baby.
Don't, my heart rate will go up, and I'm trying to be normal around you, Tom, because I know you don't like it if I go too hard at anything. So that sounds cool.
I'm excited for her. I am going to stalk her Instagram stories for the next 24 hours.
Okay, now I have to ask you guys a serious question. You both brought this up this morning. Why would you ever go on TikTok? I don't understand that.
Well, I will tell you that TikTok has replaced Twitter as
I
probably
know.
the biggest news source on social
But
media,
they're stealing all your information. Why would you let them do that?
as is Facebook and
Well, at
Twitter.
least it's stay it in town here. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I stole all your information just now.
Well, if an American company wants to come up with a social media app that replicates what TikTok does,
So
I
what
think
do they do? What do they do that's so special? I've never been on it, so I don't know.
okay. So to me, what happens is that basically anyone can kind of get on. You don't have to sit there. You know where Instagram became like all about filters and looking perfect and having this perfectly curated life. TikTok is just the average person. Maybe they rolled out of bed, maybe they're all dressed up. It doesn't matter. Giving their opinions and thoughts on life. And I think it's a very approachable and accessible social media app that's very different. It's like the 180-degree complete opposite of what Instagram was.
So it's just fun.
It's fun. You get to sit there and learn new perspectives. I think you had some of the best coverage, unfortunately, of this a really tragic situation. But when it became with the Titan submersible, you had people who were experts, who were U.S. Navy submarine, experts.
Oh, I
They
see
were
what you're
able to
saying, yeah.
give you perspectives. And the problem with Twitter now, and this is really interesting, when Elon Musk got rid of the verified system where it was verified experts, verified celebrities who could expertly speak on the situation. I had to leave Twitter to find out about, information about the submersible because it was just random people saying a bunch of random stuff that they had heard
Really?
randomly. Where instead I had like a curated feed of people that actually understood what the Titanic dive site is like, what it's actually like to be in a submarine, people that had actually been on the Titan or had covered the Titan. And I was like, okay, great. I'm getting verified real-time sources.
So I have a question for you. Has Fox and CNN driven people to TikTok because all they do on their stations is lie? That's all they do. I'm talking about Fox and CNN.
There is criticism of the coverage, and I'm just going to speak specifically to what we all experienced this week. And they've called it trauma coverage.
Yeah.
And that the perspective of it's extremely sad because people, 5 families lost their family members, friends,
Mhm.
everything. So
Yep.
the situation is, though, these people knew that they were going into danger. And we decide and select like what we're going to cover in terms of 24-hour news coverage, because when you have 500, refugees on a boat and they're drowning, that gets a lot less coverage than billionaires who spent $250,000. So the trauma coverage is always through a very selective view. Where on TikTok, you will actually hear about both sides of the story, which I think is better.
Why doesn't somebody in America pick up on what they're putting down? That sounded kind of hip and cool, didn't it?
Variety did a great article on it, criticizing some of the 24-hour news coverage, which I think it was right on, because it was one of those situations where I get it. It's going to draw a lot of eyeballs, but the trauma coverage in this situation really wasn't all that helpful.
The one thing I would point out to everybody in the world, China is a one-party situation, whereas in America, everything is two-party and lies its ass off because there are 2 strong parties in America. And both parties are to blame. There's no question about that. Do you think the fact that there's only one viewpoint allows them to do a lot more and not have to get around the other side of the coin?
Well, on this particular story, there was it didn't matter what political party you were in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
the
it did in
coverage was
America.
the coverage,
It
whether
did
you
in
were Fox
America.
News or CNN. So that's a situation where it's a bipartisan issue.
Yeah, I saw some weird different coverage by both of them. They took different takes on everything. I mean, there were some people on social media in America, I didn't see it because I don't go on social media, but said, they're coming from the rich pricks. Oh, really? Because they have a lot of money, they should die in a submarine? That's real nice.
I think we can all understand that they signed away their rights, and
Yeah.
there is a document saying like, this is dangerous, you could die. They knew that going in.
Yeah.
There had been other successful missions, so I think you don't assume that it's going to be your mission that's going to fail, of course.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
these are billionaires with a lot of money and a lot more free time, and they like to live life on the edge. there's a lot of that sort of like danger
Mhm.
expeditions that go on. I mean, Mount Everest has been something on their bucket list for years and
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So you can say that. I mean, I get that they took the risk, but at the
But
same time, they are still human beings who have families
exactly.
and friends and everything else who deserve to live. I mean, I think the other side of the equation that is coming out of this story is who is going to pay for their search and rescue mission. It's going to be about $10 million. And maybe that's a conversation to have, where these people knowingly went into a
Right.
dangerous situation.
Right.
Do the estates have to pay back some of the money? Maybe. I mean, maybe that's a more productive conversation than, oh, they're billionaires, too bad.
But why would you take that position? I got to be very honest with you. I would love to tell you there are people that I don't care much for, that I don't like. They're not my kind of person, but I would not waste my energy being that hateful. Why would you waste all that energy on somebody you didn't even know? I don't get it.
I don't either, but there's an eat the rich sentiment right
There
now.
is, yeah,
So
yeah, there is.
yeah, and I, there were a lot of jokes and memes, and a lot of them were tasteless, and way too soon. I mean, but I know AJ's like, but you do giggle at them. It's like it's one of those things, but you do at the end of the day have to think about their family and friends who are obviously mourning and really sad.
Maybe this is me being younger. I just don't really have sympathy for it, just because, like,
No, we're not talking about sympathy.
yeah, and I understand, like, they're people, and I would never want. I'm not saying like I'm glad that happened. Obviously, it's a terrible thing, but if you play with fire, you gotta assume you're gonna get burned. Like,
I understand that.
It wasn't like that was from what I saw. It's not like it's the most high tech sub of all time. And
What do you mean, the $20 director?
yeah,
That was
God,
good.
yeah,
It
no,
was duct tape and gum and a
Exactly.
Home
joystick.
Depot.
like there's just stuff where it's like now because of that, like Kristyn brought up, who, like, they paid all this money for the trip, and now possibly people that have no inkling to it whatsoever possibly could have their tax dollars go to like pay for the search and rescue for that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's like an overarching thing. It's just a weird. It's such an odd situation.
it is a very odd situation, but I still don't understand projecting hatred on someone who's dead.
Yeah, no, that's
I
understandable.
don't get it. I mean, unless it's Hitler, that works for me. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm not good at, like, I get where you're coming from, AJ. I get that. But I'm not good. That's why I'd be a terrible leader. I'm like every person. I want everyone back at home. I think about everybody. I think about them in there. I make a good medic, but I would make a terrible, like, greater good making decisions like that. Cause the whole time I was like, I just hope they find them so bad.
Sure,
And like,
yeah.
I don't really think about the resources. And maybe that makes me, again, a giant idiot where I go, well, like, the money part, these people have a good amount of money. And I don't know, how do we not put resources to help? There's 5 people that are underwater. And again, I get it. They signed up for all this stuff, but I have that kind of brain that's like, it would have made me so happy for that amount of time if we would have found them.
Absolutely.
It would have been a great end to a story. Hollywood would have loved this ending. I would have loved to have read the book that they were all going to, write afterwards. And
Yeah.
it reminds me of, and I don't know if anyone's read the book, but John Krakauer, Up in the Air, about the Mount Everest hike that went
Right. Yeah.
completely awry. And these were millionaires and billionaires that went up. And of course, you have the Sherpas who are not making that much money, saving these billionaires' lives. And that type of discourse and discussion came up after that situation happened. Highly recommend anyone reading that book if you haven't, because it's a very similar situation, just with a big, huge mountain. And one of the doctors, and I think his name is Dr. Beck, he said his life, because he survived, but he said when he came off that situation, his entire life attitude changed as someone who made a lot of money. He lost the tip of his nose to frostbite, and they had to grow it on his forehead. And
I
in the
remember
interview,
that.
you will see it on YouTube. He's
Yep.
still growing his nose tip on his forehead,
Yep.
but he just talks about how, in terms of ego, how he changed and everything else. So I think it's one of those situations that had they survived, it would have been very similar to what happened at that Everest.
Yeah, I suppose that is
Trip.
true. I remember many, many years ago, a little boy was at a baseball game. Won't say where, that's not necessary. But he's a little boy, probably about 8, 9 years old. And he was sitting with his family, and there was a line drive, hit him in the face, and killed him. That story didn't get around much anymore for obvious reasons. But I remember people literally saying, well, I mean, you know, he took a risk sitting in the expensive seat. Like, what are you talking about? The kid was 8 years old, for Christ's sake.
And you know, like, it doesn't make things less true. Like these two things can be true, right? That people take risks or doing anything, getting in a
Right,
car, a
right.
risk. But it
Mhm.
also doesn't make it sad and a tragedy.
You're right.
It's like those things we have to sometimes divide. And like, again, I would make terrible decisions. I would be like, we have to save every kitten stuck in every well and every person who does anything
Right.
stupid. I'm like, we have to get them back in their beds. And that's why I've never led anything in the history of ever. I'm not a great or good person at all.
What do you mean you're not a great or good person?
Like, I mean, like if I was a leader and they're like, okay, this mission could, you know, we got to save this one person who actually we hate. I'd be like, we have to go save them. And they'd be like, it doesn't make any sense. I'd be like, we have to go. I don't know.
I agree with you.
I'm not good at compartmentalizing for the
No, I
greater good kind of thing.
But what is the greater good if you have to compartmentalize somebody's death?
Well,
There is no greater good.
And, you know, in the military, we would do, I'm not saying I ever had to be a part of any of those missions, but like,
How many people did you kill when you were in the military?
oh my God, I didn't.
What a personal question.
That
I
is-
love it.
That is so, I
See?
mean,
Let's
talk
go.
about
No,
normal
it's not.
talk, Tom.
That's me being Brittany.
No, I'm very lucky to say, as a medic, I only had to point my weapon a couple times. I never had to shoot anybody, and thank
No,
God.
that was high school.
That's true. Same thing.
No, I agree with you. I just found one thing I agree with Brittany on. That we both appreciate life. That's all I'm saying.
I'd make a terrible leader. Like I would be.
Well, I think kind of what you're leading to is like similar to what Saving Private Ryan. It's like one guy died, but you tell yourself, but that saved 10 or
Yeah.
100,
Right.
whatever makes you
Yeah.
feel
Right.
better about it. Like your
Yep.
buddy died, but you just saved 1,000 people because of that in his sacrifice. So it's like,
Yeah, I'm not. And like, we'd always have to do these triage. We'd practice these triage things.
Yeah.
And if I was lead medic, I was the worst because I'd be like, no, we can fit them all. They're like, no, we have 4 people. Who goes in this helicopter? You know, and this was never real life. This was always training.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all of them? They're like, Brittany, first off, or Hagen, they'd be like, this isn't real. And you know that there is a triage to this. And I'm like, no.
Leave me alone.
Put them all in my backpack.
It's true. Well, I just got a text message looking at my watch here that I don't know what you're talking about. Kristyn Burtt has to save the show every day.
Yeah.
So thank you. Did you send me that personally?
Yeah, that came from me. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't come from you. I know it
This
didn't.
is me.
Yeah, there's. I'm the
I
greatest.
made my own compliments.
It's all true. There's no question about it. I love the fact that Kristyn's on here to talk about like entertainment. We haven't mentioned one word about any entertainment. Well, I suppose.
No, it is.
Yeah,
I mean, because
is,
honestly,
yeah.
the media coverage is extremely important, and we are going to hear more about this story. You know, CNN is already coming up with they're doing a 1-hour special this weekend. They did one in the UK last night. I know there's a writer's strike, but I know that there are writers right now hiding away in their closet, at least typing out an outline. We will see a Netflix documentary before long.
Mhm.
They are scrambling right now to get this story told, and also to get sort of some of the participants, the family members, some of the people that worked on at Ocean Gate, to try and get their stories and experiences, because this is going to be a huge moneymaker for Hollywood.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
did you see the stepson of the UK billionaire?
Yeah.
The one
Like,
that attended the Blink 182 concert.
He posted like
A
God,
video
what
about it?
What an
Yeah.
awful time, blah blah blah. And then like a day later, God, my family and I are going through tough times, but I know they would want me to be here at the Blink 182 concert. Rock on.
I actually kind of felt bad for him because he's like,
God.
I don't have a lot of money, and I had a ticket to go to Blink 182, and I needed a break from watching the news, and I was like, I feel you, I feel that.
Did
Like,
you see the memes? They were
No.
like, They had, the stepson going to the Blink-182 concert, and then they would play, "Where Are You?"
And I'm so
God.
sorry.
That's
So
terrible.
bad. Here's the thing.
That is terrible.
I just want there are people to know this. You can exist in a society where you don't post what you do, because we would never have known who that kid is. Why we would never know that he went to a Blink-182 concert. That's where I go, are you an idiot? And he might be, and that's fine.
He was also flirting with an OnlyFans model and saying, I need the attention. I'm going through a lot right now.
Homie's going through it.
Homie's going through it, baby.
Oh my
God.
He finally deleted his Twitter account, which I think is probably for the best right now. He should not be on social media. It's, and listen, everybody, and here's another thing. There is no linear path through grief or trauma or anything else. And people can act in very inappropriate ways that from the outside, we're like, what are they doing? Mm-hmm. But that's the way they're coping in the moment.
And I don't have any problem with that. Just to go on and on about it on Twitter, though, I think is a little bit much.
Social media, in watching this, if I ever have a traumatic moment, I really hope that I put down my phone and just take a step back, because
I'll take it from you, Kristyn. I'll just hide your phone from you and say, we're going 2 weeks blackout and we're just going to cry in a cave.
Exactly. Because I think it's the best thing. And it's a lot. My friend lost her husband, about 6 months ago, and she took some time away from social media. And I was like, I think that was the right thing. Like just, absorbing in her, moving through the grief. You got to go through it. You can't go around it. So
I would like to point out that the one person who just said on the show, if I ever go through a traumatic moment, is the only one of us that never worked for Cumulus.
Heyo.
What do you think of that action? She just throws her hands up. Although, AJ, you never worked there for them either, did you? God, half of us got lucky. It was even worse when Brittany was there. She made it even worse.
They call those the dark times.
The dark times.
Did you bring in a Charlie Brown rain cloud, Britt?
Yes.
Yeah, I love the Charlie Brown rain cloud so much. I honest to God, Peanuts, the greatest of all.
I wish they were more popular right now. I feel like the whole alpha generation's missing out on that.
Yeah.
I mean, their specials do come up during the holidays, but I don't feel like they're an event like they were when I was younger.
Yeah.
I just love that when the little kids go do 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 do.
Just the dance.
You guys do this.
Dancing.
They do that.
I look like Peppermint Patty.
Yeah.
We had his son in.
Flip that hair.
We had his son in one time on the podcast.
Oh, cool.
Great guy. From St. Paul, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to point that out.
That's
and all the little Peanuts characters around St. Paul.
God, I love it. I absolutely love that stuff. All right, you can go back to bed now, sister.
Oh, I got to go to work, but that's okay.
Well, calling that work might be kind of a stretch. But yeah. All right, we will talk to you on Monday.
Yes. Have a great weekend. Have fun at TS.
Oh, I mean, thanks, normal. I'm normal. Thanks.
Aaron's tour.
How about for both of us, Taylor Swift and tough shit? How about that? So have fun, Tom, with TS. That's all I'm saying.
That's me.
That would be Brittany saying that to me. So thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Kristyn Burtt now leaves us. We'll take a break. Be right back with the lovely and talented another Chris Egert.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. At Power Lodge in Miller Marine, their 88-degree sale was hot, but if you missed the boat, we'll have you on the lake before sunset with their Hook and Go special. This throttle therapy just got real, baby. Now through the 4th of July only, bring home your own trend-setting Bennington pontoon with savings up to $40,000 off MSRP. Their showroom's waiting with water-ready pontoons and tri-tunes. Huge Independence Day savings on boat, motor, and trailer packages. Go from floor to shore with same-day competitive. Here's the part I like.
Yeah.
Competitive financing. Just those two words together.
Competitive financing.
Go from floor to shore on the same day with competitive financing options and no money down. Looking for delivery? Not a problem. Just ask their team of experts. They specialize in moving your next party on the water from their place to your place. Over 600 watercraft in stock. Launch into adventure today at Power Lodge in Brainerd, Ramsey and Onamia, and Miller Marine in St. Cloud. the world's largest Bennington dealer. This is Tom saying head to powerlodge.com and get some hook and go fun today. Financing available on approved credit, freight, and prep not included in packages.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive. We met with
My
Melissa.
car's right over there. The glass
And
is
she
in
was
the
looking
front
for help
seat
with
and
her
the
video
target bag.
advertising strategy. So we helped build a
They'll be
comprehensive
perfect.
plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, that's how it's been getting your message out with
They
help
look
from
like-
Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their
Other
team
side.
to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from radio ads to streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you will receive 50% off the Giza Dream sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to mypillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sets, and so much more. Go to mypillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM. You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Magnificent. I just ran into somebody in the hallway who was listening to the show, and he said, "You got to remember Jonathan Winters, man." I said, "You're right. There was a brilliant comedian named Jonathan Winters. I don't even know if you guys know who that is."
No.
Fun. Chris remembers, no question.
Yep. Very funny dude.
But we were just talking about Taylor Swift being in town, so have fun at TS. And I said, yeah, tough shit. You know, that whole he reminded me that one night on the Johnny Carson show many, many years ago was a live show, right? So it just went out live and all the rest of it. And Johnny was going on and on about, I was going to come and see you. I promised I'd show up for your show, but the way it worked out, I couldn't make it, and I do apologize. I wanted to come. I couldn't make it. Something came up. I'm sorry. There was a long pause, and Jonathan Winter goes, TS. What is that?
Oh, that's Chris over at Back to the 50s.
Oh, you're at Back to the 50s already.
Look at him. He looks like a greaser. Looks like something for Grease Lightning. You got the white T-shirt.
Go,
Like
Like I said, TS, no question about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Egert News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. Chris, I know you only got about 5-6 minutes today, huh?
Yeah. Sorry to cut it short. The cars are everywhere. And so did Jonathan end up saying, did he actually say tough S or did
No, he just went, he literally paused and then looked at the camera and looked at Johnny and went, TS. I thought, what? What are you doing?
The live intro.
I did do the live intro.
For him? Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus,
I just
Palomino.
panicked. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Why do I work?
I'm sorry. I screwed up.
You didn't hear me say, Chris Egert, news brought to you by Mr. Money.
I totally was thinking I was
Jesus,
screwing up what intro was what.
Why did I ever get back into this business? I'm tortured
You're right,
on a
'cause sometimes
daily
that
basis.
I love that. Okay. Perfect.
Jesus.
Sorry,
I'm like,
my
what are you?
bad.
She holds it up and she's going,
I realized I was like, oh,
what the hell are you
I
doing?
panicked. I'm sorry.
Calm down. Some of us are like, talented. and things.
Tell me which one. You might have to
Yeah,
designate.
we'd have to point out who's who. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, so Mr. Egert, we only got 5 minutes with you. So what's the latest? Everything good?
Yeah, good. We're out here back to the 50s. Everybody's carrying on and on and on and on and on about the Taylor Swift concerts this weekend, but there's several thousand people out here already this morning, and Snelling
where
Avenue
is
is packed with cars. It's at the State Fairgrounds.
Oh, it is. Okay, excellent.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you can tell behind me, but like every direction, there are classic cars, and it's super cool. And what a nice meeting of people. Like everyone's just hanging out, looking at cars, drinking coffee, eating breakfast at O'Gara's. It's nice.
Oh, I love O'Gara's. Now we're talking. No question about it. So you look like you're ready to go because you're wearing a T-shirt and some sunglasses. So you're ready to go, baby.
Yeah, I guess we're doing shtick today, and I'm not really a shtick guy. So
I got to tell you something very quickly. This is not shtick, but kind of shtick. I just ran down the hall to go to the bathroom. And you know how a lot of the towel dispensers, you just put your hand up in front of the lights, you block the light, and then the paper comes out?
Yep.
So my hands are just dripping wet from washing my hands after using the bathroom. I put my hand up. This is how much paper came out.
Just like a half inch.
About a half an inch of paper came out. That was it. What the hell am I going to do now?
The building's like, we're trying to save money.
I'm trying to cut back. Yeah, it was interesting. There's no question about it. So are you going to be there all day?
Yeah, we're just here for the show from Minnesota Live from 9 to 10. Dude, look at this thing going by here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
there you go.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
That's like, real gearhead type hot rod car right there. It's probably about 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Cool.
You got to run over there and go, why don't you buy an electric vehicle?
Where do you plug in the cord?
What type of EV do you got now?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's funny. That's funny you bring that up, Tom, because you're a car guy, from what I can tell, right?
Sure.
Some car guys aren't like, no, it has to be old. This is the old were the best, blah, 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 blah. A lot of them actually appreciate the engineering and the changes and the design. They happen to like old cars like this, but a lot of them can appreciate the fact of what kind of a modern marvel that, like your Mustang that you're driving right now is. So, I'm guessing there's a good portion of them out here who would scoff at an electric car, but I would bet a lot of them, some of the guys would be pretty cool with it.
Well, let me put it this way. On the way to work this morning on Highway 100, a guy tried to cut me off. And as he was inching my way, I floored it. That car goes from 50 to about 200 in about a half a second. Holy God.
Oh, my God.
I haven't seen your
so
car in
much
motion.
trouble.
Yeah, I haven't seen your car in motion, but even it parked next to mine, I'm like, why does it look so fast?
It is really. They literally had to recall them at first because some guys were going like 200 miles an hour. It's like, no. We're going to have to dial her back because people will abuse it. If you let them do it, they'll do it.
For sure. How could you resist that?
Well, that's true. It would be kind of fun going 200 miles an hour down 494, but
wouldn't it? Although you'd never at any point of any day ever would you be able to get that fast on 494 because it would always be in gridlock.
No.
Oh, you got that right.
1,000%.
494 has got to be the most gridlocked stretch in the entire state, I would think.
I believe so, and that's why they've been trying to fix that interchange down there, the 35W 494 interchange for forever. Yeah. And in fact, since you brought that up, they were supposed to close 35 this weekend to do some construction, and they decided not to do that, which I think is pretty wise given the amount of people who are going to be in town for you know, everything. You got this, you got Taylor Swift, you got Pride, you got all kinds of stuff going on. So
Taylor, who? Taylor, who?
Never heard of her.
She's a flash in the pan.
Flash
Probably
in the
doesn't amount
pan.
to much.
So, Chris, will there be a lot of food places open there too that weekend? Like, are they going to have some of the state fair booths open for?
Yeah, there are. In fact, I not within direct vicinity, but I may have done a food scouting mission already today. So O'Gara's is open. They're serving breakfast. There's a cheese curd place down over there. Like everybody's, it's not quite the level of what it would be if you were at
state fair.
If you were at the state fair, but there's a fair amount. A gentleman just came by and said the kettle corn stand is open too.
Oh,
Kettle corn, baby.
dang. I feel like kettle corn is more appropriate in the morning than most things. So I feel like I green light that for you.
They got a really nice breakfast over there at O'Gara's. It looked like a plate with some sausage and hash browns.
Yum.
Now we're talking.
Don't get your white shirt dirty.
I know. That would be just my luck. But who cares? Because I don't do shtick.
Would you do me a favor, Chris?
You're doing it.
When you have to go, would you instruct Brittany to crumple up a piece of paper so I do the outro? Because
Not a problem.
I need to be alerted to do that. So.
I'm biting my tongue so hard right now. I'm bleeding.
I'm sitting here reading something and she totally just blows
Why are we
it
going
off.
back? Let's
'Cause you're a
only go
disaster.
forward. There has been times where I have
Disaster,
helped
I
you
say.
out where I screwed up this time. I'm so sorry.
Let's name one time you've helped me out with anything.
I can't think of one at the top of my head.
Yeah, there you go.
But if you give me a moment.
Oh wait, I bought these for
That's
us.
right. And then you
There
put
you
them
go.
in your car.
Yep.
Now wait a minute. She left them in her car and they all melted together.
That was the first batch. This is
Oh.
on batch 2 right now.
Oh, so that's a different batch.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I thought you left. What'd you do with the other one?
I threw it out because it was grossing out Catherine because I kept just eating out of this melted mound with my vitamins.
It actually moves, unlike the other brick that was in there.
Listen, Danny Zuko, I do not need judgment from you
Danny
today.
Zuko. Tommy Sugar. What do you think of that? All right, Chris. Well, enjoy your day out there with your hoodlum friends.
I'll say hello. You got a lot of fans out here, Tommy. A lot of fans out
Very
here.
sweet of you to say that. Thank you so much. Nobody else in this building would ever have been that nice to me. You know.
Listen, I got your back, my man.
All right, Pally.
guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Chris Egert, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Egert News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. Look at that. We got her done.
You
What do think of
nailed
that,
it. Look at you. You're so happy.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. No
You're
question about it.
ecstatic.
I love working with Chris Egert, though. Well, again, look at everybody on the show except for the two of you.
He's
I
a
really
gem.
like.
You can't attack AJ. He's our
That's
guest.
true. That's true.
No,
I can't
it's
attack
fine.
him.
No, and you do feel like
There's
you're part of the
nothing-
family, though, don't you?
There's nothing he can say that I haven't said to myself in the mirror already.
Right.
So we're all set.
Because
Plus
I
the
feel
fact,
that.
I will warn everybody up front. If I'm always nice to you, it means I don't like you.
I agree. We've got to keep teasing AJ.
You gotta.
He can't be held responsible for the mistakes of Rudy and I.
Over and over and over.
Over and over and over
Yeah, that's
again.
true.
No, I expect to get a text on like a random Wednesday being like, why did you mess up today? And I'm going to have no clue.
You know how quickly I am I won't even ask what it is. I'll just say, gosh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry about that.
I'm so sorry.
What'd you do now?
I don't even know. I just assume I did something. I go, man, that was 1,000% my fault. I'm so sorry.
One of those deals. But no, I mean, look at that right there. You got Kristyn Burtt. You got Chris Egert. I mean, how can you do any better than that, right?
Yeah. We might as well just go to sleep.
Apparently, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are dead serious about fighting one another.
Dang.
Now, who's Dana White? That sounds familiar, but I don't know. Who is that?
He runs UFC.
Oh,
Oh,
he
he
runs
does?
UFC. Okay, that's why I've heard the name. Dana White wants to make it happen, so he wants to set up. Can you imagine anybody watching that, though? Would you watch that?
It depends. If it's a pay-per-view, I don't know. But I would,
Yeah, right.
There's
right.
a paywall at all now.
But if it's free, if it's on like public access television, I would love to see both those guys get roughed up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
oh
you're right.
my God.
But you think I can't see either one of them being good at throwing a punch.
No.
I just don't see that.
Zuckerberg, he has been training, and I don't know why.
Jiu-jitsu,
I know it. I hate
yeah.
that. Not even jiu-jitsu. It's like Brazilian Muay Thai, or however you say it.
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yep.
He's surprisingly good at it from what I have seen. So punching, I'm not sure, but he can like grapple and like get you in an arm bar, no problem.
Can you go, oh? Can you do that?
That's important when you do that.
From what I understand, like the greater percentage of people who take like, karate class, and I'm not saying everybody, so don't get pissed off if you're an expert at it, but most people can never, ever understand it completely. Therefore, they're never very good at it.
I remember when there was a stage of your life that we had that friend Phil who worked at Bryn Mawr Pizza, who's very into like brutal fighting. You were like, I would love to be trained in that. And I think 4 out of 5 people in that room jumped in front of you and said, no, we are not letting your hands become weapons, sir.
Why not?
I feel like I don't need to expand on that.
I do need you to expand. You mean because my loving touch?
Your loving touch?
I don't want to ruin my loving touch for
those soft hands.
Soft. Oh, look at that soft hand.
Those soft hands. That's my husband's.
You got some mitts, man.
Biggest insecurity is when he goes back up north. He's like, my hands are so soft compared to everybody. And he's like sitting there roughing it up as we're driving up. I'm like, all right.
I suppose, if you shake somebody's hand and you've been working in the fields and all the rest of it, that their hand feels like a marshmallow.
He's a disappointment to everybody from Shevlin. Sorry.
And Minneapolis, St. Paul. Let's not forget that. Let's cover the whole territory. No question about it.
Justin, I know you're listening. Sorry, honey.
I'm sorry, honey. Yes, exactly. No question about it. But Mark Zuckerberg, so Dana White said he's going to tee it up and get them all set. So you think this actually will happen?
No, I
don't either.
Elon Musk does not seem like a fighter to me at all.
No, I agree. I agree.
Especially in a stage where he has this bubble, I feel like, around him. Zuckerberg, I think, just through like all his legal battles and stuff, he knows that a lot of people just flat out don't like him, so it would probably be fine with this. So, which is why I think he's been training and just doing that stuff on the side. But Musk, I feel like, game time comes down to it, he would not want to step in the ring. Like any stage where he can get publicly humiliated would be a nightmare for him.
Well, he did SNL, right?
He
Elon
attempted
Musk.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do Saturday Night Live?
No, he did it. He's just he's teasing, saying it was bad.
I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But I don't know, because you guys cannot take away the fact. I mean, this is on the same vein as the I don't want to call it a submarine, the submerge or whatever.
Submerge. Yeah.
You cannot underestimate the boredom that a billionaire has, and
that's true.
If you haven't gotten your heart rate up in a while, they're looking for something. So I actually originally thought this wouldn't happen, but the more I think about it, the more I go, they get the attention they love. And how often do they actually have that heart rate raised feeling in their bodies where they're excited about something?
That's true. So why does everybody, and I don't know because I don't pay any attention to it, why does everybody hate him so much?
Which one?
Elon Musk.
He ruined my favorite website.
Oh, what was that?
Twitter.
So he's ruined it?
Yeah.
I don't say, like I said, I don't go on social media, so I don't know.
He bought it, and now I see an ad every other tweet.
Oh, really?
And then, like Kristyn brought up, he took away the whole, notable figures had a distinction. So now I'll go and see hey, your favorite baseball player just got traded. I'm like, oh my God. And then it's just somebody with, instead of an I, it's an L or something. So I get duped for a matter. And it's just, on top of other things, but just,
so is it just social media or do you do other things that piss you off?
There's other stuff too.
He's a very wealthy guy. I know that.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of it. I just think he's a loser.
I don't know if you can call him a loser. He's worth $250 billion. So,
yeah, but
you don't like him. For some reason, you don't like him.
No,
and that's okay.
I think there's reasons, but
he's pompous. I don't think he's for everybody. I know there's things he does that he's provocative on Twitter. I sometimes think he's funny on Twitter, but I don't know enough about him to say, me personally, I mean this in a way that I've so uninvested in him. But he writes I would say he's Trump Jr. with his tweets. He doesn't take much seriously, and his tweets are actually sometimes kind of funny because it's
I would assume. I mean,
but
I don't know. I don't go on it.
I think there's a lot of stuff around the idea of, is he a good boss? Does he do this? I don't know. It's so unfathomable to be living the way he lives anyways.
Is there any very wealthy person that people like? Probably
Oprah.
not. Yeah, Oprah. That's true.
Oprah.
She's a billionaire.
People
that's
love
probably,
Oprah.
They do. They love
Yeah.
Oprah.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. But I never watched Oprah, so I don't know. Was she any good on TV?
Yeah, she was great.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Was she really?
She was great.
Tremendous.
They talk about her. She might come back.
So what was she good at?
I think she was. I would think she falls in the realm of a pretty great interviewer, and she just seems present. She's like you. She seems present in her interviews, and that's when
That's good. Yeah, if she does that, that is good.
And I think that there's people, we really love that. And she can interview, I think, anybody, just like you, where she can do all sorts of people, where she can talk to anyone, and she's bringing the same amount of energy to it.
Well, I think so. I have to ask you one question. The reason that I do interviews the way I do interviews is because I want to learn something.
Yeah.
Is she like that as well?
She does seem inquisitive. Absolutely. I would say
she does want to learn something from her interviews.
I've never
That's good.
thought about your guys' similarities till this moment. So I'm having like a lot of my brain stopping.
There's more in common than you'd think.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which I'm kind of going, hey.
I've never wheeled out 67 pounds of fat in a wagon.
Yet.
Yeah. I better
You get a car. You get a car.
Yeah.
Oh, she did that with Pontiac. Remember, then they went out of business.
Oh my God, Tom, you should totally give everybody in this room, in these 2 rooms, a car.
Well, I should, yes. I don't think
that would be so fun for everybody.
Just a one-time thing.
A one-time thing. Sorry, Rudy, you weren't here today.
Rough time to take a day off.
Yeah, too bad you didn't get a car. Tough
Could
titty.
you imagine?
Tough titty. Too bad.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Sorry, Rudy. Tom gave out cars today.
The only one who didn't get it is Judd McKay or whatever the hell he put on that.
Judd
piece of
Mackey?
paper. Judd Mackey. There you go. Phil's going to be on the show today. I'm looking forward to that. Phil Mackey will be with us coming up with Kent Hrbek, of course.
Kent Hrbek. Did not know if you would have put on my bingo card in 2023 that Kent Hrbek would be one of my favorite people.
He's a great
ever.
guy. He's a wonderful guy. Oh, God, I hope he's not listening.
Don't worry. I don't think he does. I think
God.
he's the type of guy who just lives his life oblivious and then, oh yeah, I got to make this call to the Tom Barnard show.
One of my favorite things that he ever did. Some guy was being a real prick to him, tailgating the hell out of him. This is many, many years ago, back when he was a player. And the guy was tailgating him and waving him over. He wants to fight. And I don't think he knew it was Hrbek. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but apparently, let me put it this way. The conflict only lasted one punch is the best way to put it. And he was asked about it, and they did bleep it out. But they asked him, so what was that all about? And Kent said, well, shit happens.
Shit does happen.
It does happen, doesn't it? Oh, no. Hrbek is one of the nicest people I've ever known. Cares about his family. He still suffers from losing his father.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a sweetheart. For a guy who's like 6'7" and weighs about 300 pounds, he's a very sweet guy.
Yeah. The few times I've filled in on Friday when he calls in, it seems like he's always doing some sort of like, maybe it's charity work, I guess.
Yeah, charity's a good way to put it.
It's always like, I was at this pub and we're pouring and we're raising all this money, and I'm like, you do this a lot.
It's so funny because the first time he mentioned it, he was like, yeah, I'll be pouring beer here. And I was like, I didn't think that Kent Hrbek would have to do like side gigs as a bartender. And then it later came out that he was like, but he mentioned it so many times, but like without the charity aspect, he's like, I'll be pouring beer. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, for ASL. For the longest time, I was like, this guy really just loves working. Like, okay.
No, he is a terrific. We got to stop talking. He's going to be on like a half hour. He'll hear us talking nicely about him.
Don't worry. I don't think that phases him.
You're probably right. I don't think it does either. Plus, he and my wife are both bohemians, so they get that bullshit going for them. So that's good.
That's true.
A couple of bow hunks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So they say they're dead serious, so we can move on from there. So I mean, would you even watch that?
The fight? I think I would. I'd be fine with getting clips later.
So you wouldn't watch the fight live?
If there was a paywall, no.
Are either of you into like hand-to-hand combat?
No.
Sports like boxing, MMA?
Not anymore. I used to be.
I don't. get it. I mean,
I don't
really.
either. I don't.
I thought you were going to say you loved it because you knew the UFC fight. I don't either. I
think more because he's a personality. Is what I know,
well, I was proud. I was like lucky. I was like, somebody here knows what the heck's going on. But I have an aversion to watching humans straight up maim each other.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I don't enjoy it. And when I have to watch it in public, I have to force myself to be like, compartmentalize Brittany. Like they've chose that they want to get punched in the face, but I'm not a fan. Not my thing.
You know what I love about it the most is I grew up as a child. First time I ever heard his name, I think I was 11. I got to watch Muhammad Ali fight, and nobody will ever be as good as he was.
No.
And then I got to know George Foreman because he used to come on the show all the time.
Yeah.
You're never going to meet a nicer man than George Foreman. What a great guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'd see, and I think that'd almost be worse. You know someone's personality and you watch them get punched in the face continuously. Our MMA is so brutal.
Yeah.
Like, and I know people that are like, you got to go to a live boxing and this and that. And I think I would have I'm not a hard shell person. I'm a very much so like that stuff sticks with me.
How about, what was his name? Nicholas Colasanto?
I'm not sure who that is.
I don't either.
He was a guy, he was the head of the mafia got a Robert De Niro movie. And they go to a boxing match. I can't remember which movie this was.
Is that The Untouchables?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But they go to a boxing match and Nicholas Colasanto's watching it. And this guy gets socked right in the mush. And I mean, takes a big punch right to the face.
Yeah.
And he turns to his buddy. He's a nice Italian boy from New York, right?
Yeah.
He turns to his buddy after the punch. He goes, "He ain't pretty no more."
Like, I would almost need that person near me saying things
Absolutely.
over and over.
Absolutely.
To, like, get me out of, like, my sinking depression I would be going into.
Yeah, have you ever been to a boxing match?
No.
I only went once. It's just too much for me.
And I've watched when we're in the military, we'd have to fight all the time, do hand-to-hand combat. And I didn't even like watching that, especially when we all knew each other and we'd practice these things. Like, I was a good medic. I was a terrible, like, soldier kill mode, you know?
Right,
and you're supposed to be both, and I did not thrive.
Well, you do that now, though, in here.
I go for the
Kill Tom.
Jugular, right? That jugular right there. That's the one. Show it to me.
Ouch, that hurt. What the hell did I do to my jugular?
Please don't hurt yourself. For in real talk.
What if it's a growth?
And you never put a tourniquet on the neck, people.
That would not be a good idea. Exactly.
I had to teach first aid to infantry units, and the amount of times that I'd have to say that is...
They would do that?
No, but like it would come up in conversations because I'd be like, you remember
Why?
tourniquet? If you have a major bleed on the head, what do you do? And people would be like, tourniquet? I'd be like, never tourniquet on the neck. Never tourniquet the neck.
All right, we do have to take a break. Joe Gatto. I still love Joey. I'm sorry, I grew up with Joey. So saying Joe Gatto is tough. You know what I mean?
I bet he'll let you call him Joey.
Probably will. Joe Gatto, ladies and gentlemen. Joe's fall tour, September through December. December 9th, Minneapolis at the State Theater. You know Joe Gatto. Joey Gatto, ladies and gentlemen, will join us. The Impractical Jokers, the movie 2020, the Misery Index 2019. Impractical. God, that's been on the air now for 12 years already.
Yeah, and it's always on the air.
Well, it is always on the air.
Like, I could turn on the TV behind me, and it's not even hooked up to cable, and somehow Practical Jokers would be playing.
True TV likes their Impractical Jokers. There's no doubt about that.
Zooey Mama.
We will be right back with Joe Gatto right after this. Guys, I want to let you know about acoustic wave therapy protocol provided by my new sponsor, Twin Cities Premier Health. It's a non-invasive, non-surgical, highly effective, science-based procedure that creates an increase in blood flow and helps create new blood vessels by treating the root cause of most erectile dysfunction. Unlike using a pill to create a pharmaceutically induced erection, they treat the root cause of the problem. Age-related erectile dysfunction is most commonly caused by a buildup of plaque in the arteries that supply blood to the erectile tissue. Reach out to Twin Cities Premier Health like I did, and right now receive the special offer, a free treatment and a free consultation when you book today. That is valued at $800. 952-395-4346. That's my unique phone number, 952 395-4346 for their office, or go to TwinCitiesPremierHealth.com. And please be sure to tell them that Tom Barnard sent you.
Ready, set, summer. Hi, this is Judd Zolgad, and summer is here. Whether you're heading to the beach, the ballpark, or a barbecue, summer is more fun when you are feeling your best. Let Livia Weight Control Centers help you make the most of our beautiful summer days. Join Livia's doctor-recommended program today and get 8 weeks free. That's right, 8 weeks for free. Imagine this, losing up to 20 pounds or more in your first 8 weeks. It is possible. I lost 40 pounds a couple of years ago with Livia, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is a program that works not just because they're going to help you shed that excess weight, not just because they're going to help you feel great then, but because their dietitians and nutritionists at Livia are going to help you keep the weight off. And that's the battle we all fight, right? Well, Livia has the answer for you. Summertime is here, and Livia wants you to make the most of it. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com. Join today and again, get 8 weeks free. It's this simple. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. Livia voted Minnesota's best weight loss program 2 years in a row.
Tom Barnard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Enjoy sunset from the water, entertain the kids, and float on the lakes all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at Brainerd's newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Enjoy the best days of summer on your favorite lakes in a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge in Ramsey. With locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine in St. Cloud, and hundreds of Benningtons in stock across all locations, the Power Lodge is your destination before you hit the lakes this summer and cruise at sunset. Fun begins at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Get some throttle therapy on land and water, millermarine.com and powerlodge.com, and you can tell them Tommy sent you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Gatto will join us in a couple of minutes. And by the way, I'm looking for Michael Bryant to call in today, talk about some stuff that's going on. I wonder why he hasn't called in yet. Because I replied to him, sounds good. Hey, you want me to come on and talk about it? I replied, sounds good. I never sent the message.
Oh.
It was one of those deals. I was so damn tired when I got home last night, I forgot to send the message to him. So I just messaged Michael Bryant, see if he might be able to call in after 9 o'clock. That'd be great.
I know that feeling. I don't know how many times.
God.
It's like a real problem where
What a
I'll be like,
fool.
why didn't Michelle text me back? Like, we were setting this up for lunch today. And then I'm like, I never sent that message.
Why? I know I was really, really tired, but still, how the hell do you not just hit the little arrow?
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
That's rough.
Life's a bitch. What are you going to do?
Life's a bitch, and then I guess you die. So there's that.
I don't know if I ever will die. I'm not
I've
planning
been
on
waiting.
it.
I've been waiting for a while. Oh, Raging
For me
Bull.
to die?
Yeah, for you to die.
It was Raging Bull. That's exactly
Raging
what it
Bull
was.
was the movie. Greg wrote that
He
in.
ain't pretty no more. It was Raging Bull. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Not a problem. Our listeners are great. They're good at sending stuff. I read something that is making me a little nervous about getting older.
Okay.
The medium age in the U.S. is now
Median.
Sorry. The average. How about this? The average
There you
age
go. The average age.
in the U.S. is now 39 years old. The oldest it's ever been.
The median age of an American is 39?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know it was that old.
A new census report that the median age of the U.S. hit a new all-time high last year, 38.9 years old. And back in 2000, it was 35. In 1980, it was 30.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's partly because we're living longer, but mainly because no one's having kids. Birth rates have been falling since the Great Recession in 2007, and the pandemic didn't help.
There you have it. Michael Bryant said he'll call in just after 9 o'clock, so that'll be good. Or about 5 after 9, something like that. Nothing from Joey Gatto yet?
No, I did get a call. It was from Michael Bryant, though, and I said, hey, Mike, we need the line. So he's going to be calling back here very shortly, but it looks like we'll have Joe Gatto on here in like 30 seconds.
All right, excellent. Looking forward to that. That'll be good. So median age is 39, so people are just not having children anymore.
Yeah, I think it's that combination of people living longer, and then they said the main thing is that you're not having as many kids. So that brings up the median age.
Here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of ladies and gentlemen, December 9th, Minneapolis State Theater. Joe Gatto will be there, and he's with us now. How you doing, sir?
Very good. How are you?
Magnificent, but I gotta ask you for a favor, okay? Would you do me a favor?
Here we go. What's that?
No, it's a good favor. I grew up a nice Catholic boy, okay? Went to Catholic school the whole time I was a little kid, all the rest of it. No,
me too.
Okay. So being a Catholic, I went to school with a lot of Italians and a lot of Spanish people, Mexican or Puerto Rican or whatever, right? You're the first person I've ever had to call Joe in my life. It's always been Joey. I'm just telling you.
My family calls me Joey because my dad's name was Joe. And all my nieces and nephews call me Uncle Joey. Yeah, it's funny.
Joe, that's it. I mean, I looked at them and went, I can't call him Joe. I've never said the word Joe.
Call me Joey. It's fine. I can call worse. Trust me.
Joey Gatto, ladies and gentlemen, born in Staten Island, New York, USA producer, actor, known, of course, for Impractical Joker. I cannot believe you guys have been on the air for, 12, 13 years now?
74 years, yeah. It's
74 years. It's been 74 years. God, you look good. I'm looking at your picture.
Not bad, right? It's funny because if you watch the earlier episodes, you get to see me age disgracefully on television.
Nice.
That's exactly it. Yeah, Joe has a fall tour from September through December. December 9th will be the date in Minneapolis. Lovely. Have you ever played this? You've played the State Theater before, haven't you, Joey?
Yeah. Back in the day, I've played. I love Minneapolis. It's so much. What a great city. I always have fun there because it's good energy there, and then there's a lot of fans there. So when we walk around town and see Bill, it's really fun. So I'm excited to come through.
There is no question about that. How, Mr. Gatto? I got to call you that once in a while too.
Now it's Mr. Gatto. Now we're getting formal. We started off with Joey, and now we're Mr. Gatto.
Well, you're Mr. Gatto because I'm going to hit you up for money. No.
That's all the time we have, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to schmooze, but I got to go. That's all there is to it. No, how did it all start, Joe? What a great idea. The whole idea of Impractical Jokers. How did it start?
Yeah, we were just, we've been friends forever since high school. And then we started our comedy troupe and started pitching around some bad ideas for TV shows. Found a good one. And then, we were able to think about our version of what it would be to, just put our comedy on TV. It's really just more a show about friendship than anything,
There is no question.
We had that and, had a nice run with that whole thing, making America laugh for a while. So it's been a great time.
It's been a really great time watching it too. And we do have another thing in common, not particularly in common because you're working with your high school buddies and I go visit mine in prison. So that's good.
Oh, there you go. I'm probably not too far off from those days. We'll see what happens.
It might be any minute. Really, sincerely, you guys thought about this? And did you think about someday in high school, when we get out of high school, we're going to do? Did you know all the way back then that this is what you wanted to do?
No. Really, comedy was always a side. A side thing for passion. Like I've had plenty of jobs. I was I was everything. I was a consultant for a while. I worked at Nordstrom as a fashion, New York men's fashion salesman, and then I worked at a baby store for a long time, selling high-end baby furniture and gear at a place called Giggle. And then everything was on the side. And then finally the opportunity came to throw it all in and go for the dream. So we took the shot.
One thing I have noticed too, Joe, and I'm very serious about this. I think I've interviewed just about everybody from the show now. You're all really decent people, to go to high school with a bunch of guys and then do a show and blow up. You'd think one guy's a pain in the ass, but you guys there's not one pain in the ass in the whole bunch.
Yeah, I think that's what happens when you come up with your friends. You keep each other, grounded. With somebody who's got a little bit out of control. But it also happened to us later in life. I wasn't, quote unquote famous till like 34 years old. I'm already, way past all that and a crotchety, old guy.
Yeah, you sound real crotchety.
You're already formed as a person. You already have your values. So I think it happening it later and us being together and going up through it all together, I think that really helped.
Okay, so December 9th, I'm in Minneapolis. I go to the State Theater. What can I expect?
3 to 5 laughs is guaranteed with the ticket price.
Okay, that's good.
Yep, for sure. It's my stand-up. I do an hour of stand-up comedy, and I talk about, everything from my life with the show with the guys, my friends, and then, of course, other things about my life, being a father, crazy stories of my kids growing up with a crazy Italian mother, adoptable dogs, because I have so many of those. It's a really good time. It's been really fun. Been doing it for over a year now, and the crowds have been great, and we've just been having a good time coming out and laughing.
It's take a lot of work, though, doesn't it?
It does, for sure. But it's worth it, man. It's worth it.
No, I could see that. I would love to come and see the show. It's coming up December 9th. I will be in town, so I will definitely come to the state. First of all, and as I said, you've been there before, so you know this. It's a great theater and a great,
gorgeous,
great spot. So one of these days, you'll have to stop by the studio. I'll come to the show and I'll holler out, "Hey, Joey!" So you know it's me.
Gotcha. Well, I have to drop off the money, right? So I'll come by and see.
Hey, nice Italian boy once again. I like that. Joe, come back more often. I love talking to you, pal. I appreciate your time this morning.
I appreciate you. You guys have a great day.
You too, sir. Joe Gatto, ladies and gentlemen, December 9th, Minneapolis State Theater, doing his fall tour, stand-up. I got to be honest with you, I haven't talked to every one of them yet, but most of them, and the guys in that group are very nice people.
I didn't know he wasn't on Impractical Jokers anymore. He left like a year ago.
Yeah, been a while, yeah.
We had a bunch of listeners write in that said that it's not the same without him.
I would agree with that, yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's not the same. You're right.
But the good news for everybody is they replay every episode every second, always.
Yeah.
You would have no idea that he's not on the show because they have hundreds of episodes.
That's a very good point.
With him on.
I mean, that's a very good point. I had no idea he was gone. I knew he was gone, but not for a year.
I didn't know that either.
It feels sooner, but I think they had Eric Andre replace him, or at least attempt to.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm not, and I think the people that write it, I think Eric Andre is a fantastic comedian, but
it's different
setup and like the whole environment is a little bit different because, like you said, Tom, they're high school friends growing up.
Huge.
You have that camaraderie. They have all these inside jokes. Then you throw not a stranger, but just a different guy in the mix, and just kind of changes the dynamic a bit.
No, I think that's exactly right. There's no question about that. But I will tell you, I've never talked to Joe Gatto before, but I've talked to other members of the troupe, and they are really decent guys. They're still in their head kind of, we're still just high school buddies.
Yeah.
One of those kind of deals. Let me know when Mr. Bryant's ready to go, and we'll just move on from there. Talk about a little stuff that's in the news, as a matter of fact, this morning.
Yeah, I think that would be super fun.
I don't know about fun. There's some
Fine, I think it'll be terrible, and I'll
be a
hate
disaster because it's Michael Bryant. It'll fall apart at the seams. Oh my God, the cops are here.
it. Hey,
God, you little sugar tit.
Just a little guy.
Oh, he didn't have his headphones on. I got to say it again.
I think he heard you.
Just before you put your headphones on.
I heard little guy, and I came running.
Yeah, but then I said, "Sit down, you sugar tit." I'm a real tough guy when I got headphones on, you know. Well, introduce yourself. You got to aim the mic at yourself, though.
At myself?
There, now
never in radio.
So what's happening, pal?
Oh, same old stuff. Officer Dave.
So you're still a cop, though?
Yeah.
Or you're back being a cop?
Back being a cop. Part-time.
And just part-time?
Just part-time.
But you couldn't give it up completely?
Couldn't give it up completely. There's still something in me that says I got something left to give. So
no, I agree with that. Yep. And that's one thing I love about cops is it is about giving. And I wish people would understand that.
That's true.
It's not just about me carrying a gun and slapping the piss out of you.
when I was a young man, that was what I thought it was all about, but not anymore.
Well, I think a lot of people do think that. That's the truth. There's no question. Where'd you get the Ford shirt?
Oh, I had this a long time.
Sprinthal works for Ford now.
I know.
You know.
It's like now I can like him again.
That's real nice. Dougie Sprinthal. I talked to him yesterday. What a great guy he is. God, I hope he's not listening.
You know he is.
Called him a great guy. Yeah, he is.
He is. True. You know he is.
He listens to it every day. So we're gonna talk to Michael Bryant about some criminal things that have been going on or crimes that have happened or whatever in a couple of seconds. Michael, of course, on the show every Monday anyway. So that's good.
Yep.
On the family podcast. You're going to stick around for the family podcast. That's why you're here.
That's why you invited me. And so I was like, okay, I'll show up.
I think it's great. See, I love the fact you came in for an hour of this show too.
Well, thank you.
Because there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, no question about that. But I think he's teeing up Michael as we speak, as a matter of fact. Just looking for some other headlines. Everything's pretty much all about the crime that Michael Bryant's going to talk about and about the big show that somebody, I can't remember her name, but somebody's going to go see Taylor Swift.
I don't know
tonight.
who possibly could be going to see Taylor Swift tonight.
God.
I'm not excited at all. I think it's stupid. I think she overrated is what I always say about Taylor Swift.
Yes, you do. There's no question.
Even though I may or may not have named my foster dog Taylor Swift and her 7 puppies she had in my basement, all Swiftie names. But Michael Bryant's on the phone.
Hello.
He wasn't looking at you when he gave you the thumbs up.
You're
out of the mix.
Sorry that I'm so talented.
Oh, pardon me. You're so talented. Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant joining us right now. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I just realized, dumbass that I am, that I got home last night. I was so tired. I went to bed last night at 8:30. I mean, that's real early for me these days. But I was just exhausted. So I texted you back, sounds good, about being on today. But for some reason, I never sent it to you. I found out. It's like, where's Michael Bryant? I told him sounds good. That's because you never sent it, you dumbass.
Yeah, well, it'll happen.
What do you do? So what's the latest with you, Pally?
Well, you know, I've been talking about these charges with Thompson with that horrible case of the Somali women that were killed. And, you know, it's more of a publicity case because of his dad. So he's getting looked at in a different way because of that. But, it's a horrible case. And, you know, how he rented a car with as supposedly high he was, and what they found for drugs. And, you know, he tried to flee. So there's so many different parts to this. And you know, something I can't think of the last time I saw it. They're looking at federal charges in this case also,
really, with
the gun issue. So we got all sorts of stuff going on. And I don't know if people remember from the police cases, but if federals get involved, they theoretically can preempt everything. And if they preempt everything, they take over.
Yeah. Now, I mean, he's already been wasn't he released from prison the last time around much earlier than he should have been?
He had a hit and run in California, and they released him, and you know, and that's part of the system. I mean, you know, if you're a good prisoner and you're a model prisoner and you do your job, they got full prisons and they let people go. But holy cow, now with what's happening, and then I don't know if he's still on probation. He's got to be still be in probation because of the time period in California. There's a lot that's going to happen with this before it's done, and it's tragic. It's a horrible thing, and you know it's people are upset with the charges. But what's interesting about motor vehicle deaths is that motorcycle groups have for years been trying to get the statute to change because there's a huge gap between the lower penalty and the highest penalty they can give, and they've been trying to fill in that middle because. The problem you get is, you know, a lot of people when they're out on the road, they don't plan to kill somebody. They don't go out there with the intent to kill somebody, but they kill somebody. They go through a stop sign. They're on their dang cell phones, and people are getting back on their cell phones, and I can rant about that for hours. But you're doing something that causes a death, and so it should be more than a lower penalty. But, you know, should it in some cases be the highest possible penalty? He's going to get the highest one they can give him without being, you know, intended. But, you know, we'll see when the blood alcohol comes back, and we'll see, you know, the different parts that happen with this. Fleeing will have a role, and it's a tragedy.
Now, he's probably never going to get out of prison, I wouldn't think.
No, with points, he's looking right now at about 78 months is what he's looking at with his points. But some will depend on what they do federally, because if feds come after him, they may do some more. But you know, it's you know, clearly this guy's got a drug problem, and you know, clearly he's got, you know, I mean, to take 5 lives like that. I mean, the first hit and run in California, he injured somebody, which is horrible. But to take 5 lives, it's got to be, you know, a horrible thing.
And they were what, at like 18 years old?
Yep, they're all kids. Yep, all kids.
Let me say something. And, you know, this might be a good time to point this out because not about this particular case, but it came up early this morning, the way people respond to things. And I'll be very open and honest about this because I try to be very honest and open. His father is not my kind of guy. I've never cared for his father. His father went after a couple of friends of mine with no reason whatsoever. I don't like the man. But this morning, my heart aches for him. Going through what he's going through as a father has got to be a bitch, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, your kid going through it, and it's and knowing that a little bit of an extra amount of the publicity is because of you doing what you did and getting the publicity you did, and it's he's adding to it. It's a horrible thing.
Yeah, so I mean, please learn a lesson from that. Even though he's not my kind of guy and I don't like him, I can feel really, really sorry and sad for him because he's a human being, for Christ.
That's just plain empathy right there. That's all that is.
That's all it is. I just, what a horrible situation. I'd like to be a dad and wake up, hey, Andy killed 5 people. I mean, what the hell?
No, I never would want to, I would not want to have that with I don't, with all the cases we have, death cases are the hardest cases, because one thing that's horrible about a death case is it's so unnatural.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to die before, your kids are not supposed to die before you.
Right.
They're supposed to bury you. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their job, to bury dad. And you're not supposed to ever bury your kids. And that's just a horrible thing.
You can't even argue that whole situation. So, I mean, this is not going to be a situation. They're not going to take him because it's his second major offense. They're going to come down on him pretty damn hard federally, I would think.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure. Well, federally, I've never seen a case like this where they've gone federally like this. So it'll be interesting to see what the feds do, and if the feds jump in and take over, because they can preempt the case and just take it over completely. And then the underlying thing of all this is, I gotta believe people are looking at it to see what the Hennepin County prosecutor does, because there's been big issues with the new prosecutor and their choices as far as pleas go, or their choices as far as sentencing goes. So there's a lot of things going on here, because we had the attorney general take over a couple cases.
Right. Now, back to his father for 1 second. Is his father still in office? I don't even know.
No, he lost. So. And, and
he
didn't live in the district, and so he had a lot of other issues.
Yeah, well, didn't he have a Wisconsin driver's license?
Yep.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. It's there was some craziness there that I don't understand.
Nah, no question about it. But this kid, by the way, his name is Derek, right? Derek Thompson?
Yeah, yep.
He's only 27 years old.
I know.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's a kid too. Yep, he's a kid too.
He is a kid. So, I mean, where do you see this going, Michael? Your take on it? Where's it end?
I would guess that, the first thing will be, what are the feds going to do? That's going to be a big part of this. That'll be the first thing. Second thing will be when we get an actual amount of what he had in his system back from the BCA.
Right,
That'll play a role as far as charges go. And then I would guess they'll work out some sort of deal on this. Right now on his point system, he's looking at 73. I think it's 73 months. Yeah, I know it's in the 70s for months. You may see an argument by the prosecutor for an upward departure, which means they argue for more than what's required under the point system. And we'll see where it goes from there.
But they're going to give him more than 1 year per death, aren't they?
We'll see. That'll be it. The point system was set up because of disparities in the way people were charged. There were certain people that got treated differently because of their color, or because of how much money they had, or who their lawyer was.
Right.
And so it created this system so that the judges are supposed to follow it. And it's a good system overall. Minnesota had one of the best systems put together. And so it works, but there are cases where people question it, and we'll see if they go for the upward departure and go from there.
Very, very sad. I just wish people would understand. I guess observe and see what happens from here. There's nothing you can possibly say about this. It should have never happened.
Nope.
And he's 27 years old. You will never know what the hell he was thinking. And if he was intoxicated, then I guess he wasn't thinking. I don't know that he was, but there's some indications that he was indeed. Is that not correct?
Correct. Yeah, and he was found with a lot of drugs, is what I understand it. And and then we got the gun issue, and we've got him fleeing the issue, and so there's a lot going on there.
Criminal vehicular homicide, probably.
Yeah.
Manslaughter. So, But yeah. So, and then I got one question though. So since Brittany's there,
yeah,
Brittany. So since you're going to Taylor Swift, is that baby going to eat, or should we send you some money so you can get,
So like, I don't know where
There
she's
you
at
go.
with her college fund, so I just keep taking from that. Like I'm gonna really push for some gap years until we can get that back up and going.
Gap years.
I'm just thankful that she's not old enough to want to go, because I took what I was going to spend on her ticket on mine
Ooh.
and just made it rational. Yeah.
So since you're taking from the college fund, are you feeding a little lead paint there, or what?
Exactly. Yeah. No, we're gonna
Paint
do.
chips.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Paint chips.
We're gonna ask the neighbors to watch her for a couple nights to just hopefully jump in on their dinner. But yeah, I'm abandoning them. By the way, this is like the longest I've ever been away from her. Will be like from 3 p.m. till 1 a.m. So like Saturday morning, I'm gonna be exhausted, but being like, I'm so sorry I left you for so long.
You know what's great about this?
You're leading the military pamphlets out for the child.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Yeah, some MREs. She'll be fine.
There you go.
Don't worry about a thing. What if you get home tomorrow, or you wake up tomorrow, and she doesn't want to come back?
I have. Anytime that I leave her for a long period of time, I act like I have done her wrong completely. And if she shows any sign, like doesn't come to me right away, I'm like, I deserve this.
Oh.
I'm disgusting.
It's true. Well, you are disgusting. That is true.
There's that.
No getting around it.
Maybe I'll try to get her a onesie.
Speaking of MREs, do they still have matches in them?
Yes. Last time when I was in, they still had them. It was in a little green. Yep. But they don't have cigarettes in them anymore.
My dad had a whole box of those in the garage, and then one time he came in and found out all the matches were gone and all the gum was gone. And somehow he believed me and my brother took those.
Really?
I can't
Wow,
imagine.
that would never. You never.
How will you arrive at that? I don't get it.
Ew, and that gum is so gross. Like you could do better, Bryant. Michael Bryant. That's terrible.
I was in second grade, so it was glorious. But it was the field we set fire to in the back of the house that kind of gave him a little clue.
Well,
I didn't do it.
At least go a block away. Come on.
And then you should also have to eat the vegetarian omelet as well if you take those matches as your punishment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Michael Bryant.
Thank you.
Say hello to everybody for me, and I will talk to you on Monday.
Let's get that golfing thing going.
Yeah, I apparently you and your wife and Catherine and I are going to go golfing.
That would be great.
Works for me, Pally.
Talk to you later.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bryant.
See you, Michael.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant, ladies and gentlemen, right back with another Minnesota legend, as it says here on this piece of paper. Obviously, Phil Mackey's going to join us, but also Minnesota legend Kent Hrbek right after this. I've been telling you for a couple of months now how happy I am with the mnfatloss.com program. Really has been easy and effective. I've lost 27 pounds. It just really hadn't been that hard either. I eat great food. I don't feel hungry. I have plenty of energy and enjoy this fantastic spring weather we're having. And I'm going into summer looking and feeling great. Right now, mnfatloss.com is offering an exciting summer special, $200 off now through July 30th. But really, don't wait until the whole summer goes by to get this program started. Go to mnfatloss.com for details on this special offer. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, just like I'm doing, and save $200 on the program, schedule your free consultation, save $200, go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. Of course, results may vary, and always be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like North American Banking Company, Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and attorney and advertiser Dave Bialke.
I've been advertising on Tom Barnard shows for years. I like Tom, not just because he's a good guy, but because the ads I run on his show bring me new clients that are hurt at work and need legal help. Tommy B works for me.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
You all have helped build MyPillow into the incredible company it is today. Mike Lindell, the creator of MyPillow, knows this and continues to give back to listeners with deals on his most popular products. You heard me recently speak about the My Slippers, the Giza Sheets, MyPillow 2.0, and more. Mike's latest offer is on his 6-piece towel set. This set is made with USA cotton, making it extremely absorbent, yet still providing that soft feel you look for in a towel. The set comes with 2 bath, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths, typically retailing for $99.98. For a limited time, you can get this set on clearance for $25 with promo code TOM. That's over 70% in savings. These towels are machine washable, very durable, and come in multiple styles and sizes. To find this offer, just go to mypillow.com and click on the radio podcast square to get this clearance price of $25 on the towel set. This deal will not last long. Enter promo code TOM for this special and many more. There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Hartman, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a 6-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. We're back, 9:22 now, 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Phil Mackey joining us. How you doing, Phil?
I'm just celebrating the first Twins complete game shutout in about 20 years yesterday, Tom. Very exciting.
First time in 20 years, baby.
Yeah. AJ Fredrickson wasn't even born the last time it happened. I think Jack Morris, 1991, was the last time it happened, actually.
Gee, you're pulling my tit.
It's been 5 years, legitimately been 5 years.
5 years.
Jose Barrios, I think, early April of 2018, took us 5 years to get another 9-inning complete game shutout. Joe Ryan yesterday, a workhorse.
Honest to God, complete game shutout. You don't even hear that anymore, do you?
No, it's kind of like what no hitters used to be, right?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Like every twice a year you'd see a no hitter, and now twice a year you see it's like a wilderness documentary. And there goes the starting pitcher back out for the 9th inning. It's a rare thing in Major League Baseball. Yes.
I had to run down the hall, ladies and gentlemen, quickly and get an injection so I would calm down, because every Friday I have to say, Minnesota legend Kent Hrbek Sports is brought to you exclusively by Killebrew Old Fashioned Root Beer and Cream Soda at the ballpark up north or on your fridge, right in your fridge, baby. Killebrew Root Beer and Cream Soda. Once again, Minnesota legend Kent Hrbek. What's happening, Pally? The legend
is here.
You know what's so great about
still celebrating too.
What, being a legend?
Yeah, I'm celebrating being a legend. I'm celebrating the complete game. Well, I'm glad Bert Blyleven didn't get water poured on him after the complete game. He'd have drowned a long time ago.
Well, it's a possibility, I suppose, but
yeah,
I don't know. It
was a nice win, very nice win.
Well, I'm glad to see they win 2 in a row from Boston. They ended up splitting the series with Boston because the games before that were not looking very good. So the good news, 2 things. There's 2 bits of good news this morning. Twins won 6-0. And the other good news is I'm sitting next to a guy that's a lot bigger than Kent Hrbek, so you better behave today, Hrbek.
All right. I got you.
All right. Yeah, honestly.
5-5 on a homestand. That I know it could have been better. They had a 10-game homestand, hoping to make some hay, and they come out 5-5 and still playing 500, but still in first place. Cleveland breathing down their neck. 1 game back, I guess. But we're going into Detroit tonight.
Yes, sir. We're not going to go through that thing again like we did last year, where we led right up until like September 1st and then fell apart.
I don't know. I haven't asked them.
That's a good way around
Yeah,
that.
why don't the beat writers ask pointed questions like that? So, hey, Rocco, you guys gonna melt down in September again, you coward?
It might happen if they don't stay healthy. That's for dang sure.
Well, I
Guys
suppose.
I don't know. It's like I think I said the last couple of weeks. It's interesting. You watch them play one game and it's unbelievable. They swing the bats well.
Yep.
They do things well in the field. But I guess that makes us fans because we like the enjoyment of are they going to play good or are they going to play bad? You know, I was looking at and then I'm looking at the standings last night, and here Tampa Bay, you know, they were running away with the thing. Look at Baltimore creeping up on those guys. They're only 4.5 games back or something like that. They're, you know, the talk of the town was Tampa, so Tampa's falling back. They're not falling back. Baltimore's playing that well too. So, yeah, good division there. But the Twins are in a lucky division right now. But that's not their fault that they rose their hand and said, "Hey, let's put us in the Central Division." They're there.
They're also, I think, they're only 1 game back of 5th place in the American League East right now. Too. So they're
right.
The neck and neck with the win over Boston was important for that purpose.
Yeah, it was absolutely
right. It's been that way. It's been that way all the time, right? It's been that way for the last how many years?
Well, since '91.
Well, like the division being mediocre.
Division deal. Yeah. When did the division thing start? I don't know when that was. Back in the 60s.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, they've only the last 3 years in the American League Central, including this year, because there's nobody over 500 right now. The Twins are 500. The last 3 years collectively, 2 above 500 teams in the division.
That's it.
So you got to capitalize. You know, this would be a great time to sneak in with about 84 wins. Sound familiar? And do a little damage in October and sneak up on people.
Right, and I think that's the kind of team they have, where they get hot, swinging the bats. I think offensively they could go crazy, and then with the pitching staff, the way they pitch, there's no reason why. But you know, we're not even at the All-Star break yet, so let's not start jumping on the trampoline here and get all excited.
You have a trampoline? I didn't know that.
Trampoline, tapper, he's got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you see me jumping on a trampoline? No.
I would bring a camera. I would film it all if I ever got to see that.
I know how we can get a couple more subscribers to the new YouTube channel. I think Tom and Kent on a trampoline.
We're going to need a paywall for that.
I think we're going to need to beef up the trampoline.
The last time I stepped out of trampoline, the guy says, "You know, your feet are only about 18 inches out above the ground. You probably can get off that thing."
Now you guys have never met Officer Dave. He's in studio with us now. How tall are you again?
6'4".
He's 6'4", and so you're good. I've never met somebody with shoulders as broad as yours. Why are your shoulders so damn broad?
Genetics.
It's a genetic deal?
It's genetics, yeah.
My
dad was huge. My dad was huge.
Was he Swedish?
No, he's Polak Croatian.
He's a Polak? Oh, yeah. A big Polak?
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's something else.
Like both my paternal grandparents were 100%. One was Polish, the other was Croatian.
See, all I ever hear now, and I'm going to hear it when I get home today, I guarantee. So you had somebody on the show bigger than Kent. As you know, Tom, we're Bohemian, so don't be doing that. Honestly, got Hrbek and my wife, Bohemian. I got 2 of them.
Quarter Bohemian too.
Oh, Jesus, there's 3 of you.
Yeah.
You're all taller than me.
I don't claim the Bohemian side so much.
Why not?
Because it's the Polish, man. I got to go with the Polak in me.
Yakshimash.
Drobsha.
Yep, Drobsha.
I hear that once in a while, no question about that. So can the Twins, okay, so they're even, as Phil just pointed, they're even 50-50. They're at 500, correct?
Yep.
Right.
Can they build on this? Do they have a bunch of tough games? I mean, got Detroit. Detroit kicked their ass. I was hoping that maybe they wouldn't because Detroit's not very good. Phil, what's going to happen? We're going to get better here.
I'm going to take your question and spin it to a question to Kent. I have a dumb baseball question because they have to stop striking out so much.
Yes.
You know, they get they get and even like these situations where you sometimes you just need to manufacture some runs. So you get a leadoff double. Okay, now I need someone to hit a ground ball over here, get him over to third, hit a fly, like make contact and move a guy around. And they're on pace right now, I think, for the most strikeouts in the history of Major League Baseball, which I don't think we're looking to hang that banner at Target Field after the year. So my dumb question to Herbie is, because you didn't strike out a lot in your career, how do you not strike? Like, how do you avoid striking out in these key situations if you're a modern day hitter?
You know what? That's puzzled me since this all started here with this Bomba stuff and this launch angle and all this kind of stuff. You were afraid to come back in the dugout when we played, and it wasn't that long ago. It's getting to be that long ago. If there was a guy on second base and you didn't hit the ball to the right side of the infield to get him over the third, you were afraid to come back in the dugout because you didn't get the guy over to third base. Because not only your teammates, but your manager would be staring at you going, you didn't do your job. And that went out the door. I mean, now the guys just try to swing and knock everybody in, try to hit a 2-run homer. That kind of baseball has gone out the door. And I don't know, I've seen it come back a little bit with some other teams. Boston was a prime example. I don't know how many hits they had to the opposite field to hit the ball the other way. Very good. And, you get no appreciation for moving a runner over nowadays. I guess it doesn't figure out in your contract, but it definitely figures out what helping you win ball games. Like you said, manufacture some runs. The way the pitching staff is pitched this year, many a times you get 2 or 3 manufactured runs, this team would win another ball game. So, yeah, get away from the strikeouts. I hate, man. I tell you what, I come back in the dugout. Tommy Bernansky would come back after striking out and walk back into the runway. Boy, you'd clear out because the bats and the helmets and would go flying back there. Guys were pissed off when they struck out. If they're as pissed off as we were when we struck out, that runway must be totally, all the paint must be wore off it down there at Target Field right now.
Boy, you just gave me a great memory. Because nobody was a bigger fan of me than Tom Bernansky, I'll tell you that. Kent just starts laughing. Yes, Tom, that's true. I forgot.
I'm actually going to see Bruno tonight. He's actually going through town. I'll keep him away from your house.
Is he really in town? God.
He's heading through town. He's actually on his way to Michigan. He was just coming across country, stopped at Mount Rushmore apparently, and he's coming through town. We're gonna hook up tonight and say hi to my boy Bruno.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll just tell a story. I've told the story 6 billion times, but there's some couple of people who haven't heard this one before. But I don't even remember what the hell I did. But I went by and went to the Twins locker room. I didn't go in the locker room. I was standing right by the door, and everybody came out. Every single player gave me a scowl like, you son of a bitch. I never want to see you again as long as I live. Here comes Hrbek. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? You smart ass. You got me in trouble. It was your fault.
That's right.
He goes, that's right. That's exactly right. Now, Kent, as you know, the Twins, I love the Vikings. You get on the list of everybody in town, certainly the University of Minnesota, a little hockey, not a big basketball fan, but I have some friends that used to play the sport, and maybe it's because it's summertime that might be a part of it, that I'm a huge baseball fan. And to see my team, they're still in first place, which I really, really like. But what you guys said earlier, this striking out has got it. Man, God, they strike out a lot.
Yeah, it's no fun to watch. You think they can put the ball up, but I have no idea what their theory is up there at the plate. Just try to make the ball go someplace. I know that, but
yep.
I guess my dad told me all the time, and I've said it a million times myself, hit the ball someplace hard. So
yep.
I didn't have to pull it, didn't have to hit it in the seats. Hit it at the shortstop hard. Hit it at the second baseman hard, which I did enough in my lifetime. I hit a lot of ground balls to second base.
Mm-hmm.
But hit the ball someplace hard. The striking out thing is weird. And hopefully they can fix it. Hopefully, maybe they just got something going that's goofy. Who knows? Maybe it's the ivy on the center field wall instead of the trees. I don't know.
Let's put the trees back in July. I agree.
Put the trees back, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Now I have to ask you a question. This is for Phil and it's for everybody actually, but Phil and Kent. This whole box that they're using now, we're watching at home, and at home it looks like that ball was about a foot inside or outside, and they call it a strike. Is the angle of the camera not good, or what's going on with that box thing?
I'm so glad you brought this up. So we actually talked about this on our Mackey and Judd podcast last week. This is not I'm not even that old. I'm 38, man. I sound like a crusty old ball guy when I complain about. I like the electronic strike zone because it helps you as a viewer. But here's my problem. Here's my problem. These hitters, like this happened I think Gallo got tossed on. He got ejected after arguing. That pitch was a fraction of an inch outside the box, umpire. It's like, these are still human being umpires, okay? Protect the plate. Congratulations, you spit on a strike 3 that should have been a ball, but you're still out, right? So, the strike zone is great for fans. At some point, I think it does. There probably is going to be a challenge system. Like tennis has had a challenge system for 15 years with their technology, but just because your eye saw that pitch, you got to protect the plate, right, Herbie? Like if it's close at 2 strikes, you don't get credit for being right an hour after the game. I went back and looked at that pitch. It was a ball. Well, you're out still. So
right.
Exactly. I think the box thing. I think we talked about that before. I think it's kind of hurt the game, or not hurt the game, but it shows. I don't know, just too many umpire faults or player faults.
Yeah.
Not just the umpire. But you know what? Some umpires set up different behind the plate, and I don't know the umpires now like I knew the umpires back when you played. Some guys had a low strike zone. You knew that when you went up to the plate. Some guys had a high strike zone. Some guys gave the pitcher a lot of pitches inside. Some guys gave him a lot of pitches the outside part of the plate, or vice versa. You kind of knew the umpires when you were playing. This guy has a high strike zone. So he's not going to give the pitcher anything alone. So it was kind of that way. And I got tossed out a couple times for arguing balls and strikes.
No.
That happens.
Do you remember Herbie? Do you remember Eric Gregg, the umpire?
Yes. Yep.
There's if the audience gets a chance, and anyone here hanging out on the show right now, go to YouTube and type in Eric Gregg game. It's the 1997 National League Championship Series. It's Game 5, and Livan Hernandez is on the mound. So it's Marlins against the Braves, and there's no box, right? Like it's his strike zone, whatever he wants to call.
Right.
And it's Leslie Nielsen in Naked Gun, man. Like he's ringing these guys up. These pitches are 2 feet outside, curveball halfway to the plate, and he's already ringing them up. But that's how it worked. Like, I'm Eric Gregg. This is my strike zone. Complain all you want, but figure it out, right? That's kind of how it was.
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like someday it's going to go to this, because they're already doing it down in AAA, right? Apparently they're doing it aren't they doing it at St. Paul once in a while?
Yeah, I think they definitely have it in place, and I think there might be a challenge system, but it's coming.
Yeah.
No,
but anyway, it doesn't make you swing and miss, though.
No, you're absolutely right about that. But there was a pitch earlier this week, and I can't remember who was at the plate. From sitting on my couch watching it on TV, it looked to me like the ball, because I know it hit the dirt right in front of the batter. It looked to me like it was way low and way inside. The batter took it for called strike 3. And from my angle with that box, that thing
did it get you off the couch, Tommy?
Might have. I might have hit the ceiling just a little bit.
Drop a few F-bombs.
Drop a few F-bombs. Boy, you've known me for what now? About 40 years. Maybe that Kent knows me really well at this point. Start a bomb.
Hey, been there, done that. We all have.
But is it possible that the angle of the camera and the box was so far off? I just don't see how that was a strike. I don't see how anyway that was a strike. But
sometimes the umpire gets fooled by a pitch.
No, that's what
he doesn't know a curveball or a slider's coming. right? Nobody's telling him.
No, I suppose that is true.
They get fooled by a pitch too. I'm not trying to protect the umpires or the players or whatever. I'm just trying to throw it all out there. Is like I said, the umpire doesn't know it's the curveball or fastball, and sometimes they get crossed up themselves. They don't know if it's going to be a breaking ball or a fastball.
The umpires might be better than ever now because like you've got these pitchers throwing 98 with 2 feet of movement and they're flipping coins on some of these pitches. But like Herbie said earlier, like we see the 1% flaw in high definition more than we ever did before. So it's tough.
Right. Yeah, I suppose that is a huge part of it, isn't it? That it just our giant TVs now, because on a little TV you would have never seen that. But on these giant TVs,
the giant high def,
little black and white. Oscar Dave just said giant, high def, the whole deal. So maybe it looks a lot different on your TV than it used to. But I'm just a huge Twins fan. I don't think they should ever be called out at the plate. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
is that fair?
That's a fan. That's fair. I understand that.
It is a fan thing. And I suppose part of it is the fact that I almost lied. And I almost said baseball was the only game I was good at, but that would have been a lie. It was the only game I was okay at. So there you go. Is that a better way to put it?
There you go.
I'd like you to jump out front, get hit by a pitch on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Coach from Cheers, back to Nicholas Colasanto.
Yeah, that's right.
He used to take a few off the old melon, but
took a few off the old melon. But other than that, everything is good. So, what do you guys see coming up now? Okay, we got that 1-game lead now, right? We're 1 game up, correct, on Cleveland.
Right.
So, what are you guys seeing for the next couple of months?
Oh boy. Should let Phil go first. They play in Detroit. They go down to Atlanta, and then Baltimore. You got 2 of the best teams in their division.
Right.
They're going to go play. You know what? They got 9 games. Is it 9 or 10 game road trip here? It's a tough one. Come back, play a homestand, and then their All-Star break. So, the team's in first place right now. Tough road trip. They come back and they're still in first place when this road trip's over with. Hey, you got a chip in a chair again. You got a chance.
Yeah.
Keep playing your game. Stay healthy. Hopefully, this Buxton swinging the bat good the last couple of days. Maybe he's turning things around. I see Maeda's pitching tonight, so he hasn't pitched, for what, a month or something like that, some month and a half. Get him back in the rotation. Hopefully, he does a great job. Keep playing the game. Let's get the bats going, and they could be really good if they get the bats going.
Yeah, I think it depends on, Correa had, to this point, he's had one of the worst first halves of his career. So if he can get back to being Carlos Correa, Buxton with the knee, you never really know, but I mean, he hit 2 460-foot tanks yesterday. So, and then I really like Royce Lewis. I think if they can keep him in the lineup on a daily basis, then it's kind of those guys, right? It's Kirilloff, Lewis. Not that, I mean, everyone's going to have to chip in, but if your best young and veteran hitters, the 4 or 5 guys can get hot, then this they're the best team in the division. They just have to create some separation here. So that's kind of my take on it.
Like TK used to tell us, get in first and improve your position.
Ooh, I like that.
Figure that out.
It works for me.
I guess it means stretching it out, but yeah.
I cannot believe the season's half over already. That's one thing about baseball. It sneaks up on me every year. It's like April, May. Wait a minute, the 4th of July is right around the corner. Season's half over already, for God's sake. What is that?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Dad always said time moves faster as you get older.
Oh, it's my age. It's not baseball.
No, I didn't say that.
It's Tom's fault, not baseball's fault. That's what he's saying. No question about it.
Maybe you're having more fun, Tom.
I am having more.
Time flies when you're having fun.
There is no doubt about it. But I just look, the whole idea that, first of all, I love that stadium. I love going there. I've been a huge Twins fan since I was 9 years old, and I know I get way too emotionally involved. And I suppose, Kent, that the guys like me are a pain in the ass because they get very emotionally involved in something you're not even involved in. So that's a problem.
Hey, I hear it from friends. I hear it from buddies. I hear it from people all the time. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with that? Everybody's a fan. You have people. That's what makes you a fan. You get upset. It's like watching the Vikings. Hey, what's wrong with them? What this and that. I do the same thing. I do the same thing with the Twins. What's going on? Hopefully they get things squared around and keep playing good baseball. You play good baseball. You do things right, you got a chance.
All right, boys. Well, we'll talk to you again next Friday. Actually, I will not be here next Friday. I forgot.
Yeah.
You're gone?
We're going into the 4th of July week, so I get one of my few weeks off.
I will be here. Somebody calling me?
I'll be calling you something, all right?
Tom, enjoy sitting front row at Taylor Swift tonight as well. Tom,
yeah, Britt. Oh, Taylor Swift.
Look at that.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Front rows? Who's got front rows?
Nobody has front row that we know, but I did get a lot of messages asking Kent if you were going to be at the T Swift concert, and I'll be looking for you.
Alrighty.
Have fun. Be looking for a while.
I did go to her concert before here in town, though. Took my daughter.
You did?
A few years ago.
You went to the Reputation tour then. I was there too.
All right.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah, all right.
Herbie, what was your favorite? What was your favorite song on that Reputation tour? Herbie?
Yeah, Kent. What was it?
I don't really have a clue. I liked her country stuff better. I'm sorry.
You're a Swiftie, though. It sounds like you're a Swiftie. You can try to fight it, but you're a Swiftie.
Well, I have a younger daughter, so she was a Swiftie.
There you have it. All right, boys. We'll talk to you later on.
See you guys.
Thanks a lot.
See you, kids. Have
Bye,
a good
Kent.
weekend.
You're the best.
Phil Mackey
Go
and
Twins.
Kent Hrbek. Go Twins and take the Vikings with you, as they
Vikings
always
and
say.
Timberwolves, yep.
Timberwolves, all of them. Thanks, Kent.
All right, guys.
Good day, sir.
Bye-bye.
We got to take a break. Be right back. I should mention this, though. Kent Hrbek Sports on the Tom Barnard Morning Show is presented once again by Killebrew Old Fashioned Root Beer and Cream Soda. Start your next memory at your favorite grocery or convenience store today. Find a store near you at KillebreWrootBeer.com. I love that stuff. Well, this is good people anyway. It's all I'm saying. They're very good people. We shall take a break. Be right back. Timmy Lammers will wrap things up with his movie review up next. You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
This is Bob Sansevere, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialke Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
Guys, I want to let you know about acoustic wave therapy protocol provided by my new sponsor, Twin Cities Premier Health. It's a non-invasive, non-surgical, highly effective, science-based procedure that creates an increase in blood flow and helps create new blood vessels by treating the root cause of most erectile dysfunction. Unlike using a pill to create a pharmaceutically induced erection, they treat the root cause of the problem. Age-related erectile dysfunction is most commonly caused by a buildup of plaque in the arteries that supply blood to the erectile tissue. Reach out to Twin Cities Premier Health like I did, and right now receive the special offer, a free treatment and a free consultation when you book today. That is valued at $800. 952-395-4346. That's my unique phone number, 952-395-4346 for their office, or go to TwinCitiesPremierHealth.com. And please be sure to tell them that Tom Barnard sent you. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Lammers Movies, brought to you by Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Timmy.
Hey, good morning.
What are you doing?
I
We have a lizard on your shoulder.
My pal back today again. Yeah.
Is that a lizard?
It's a bearded dragon. Her name is Jules, and she's wearing a cowboy hat today.
I see that cowboy. But would that qualify as a lizard?
I guess so.
Yes.
So. When I can't recall what it's if it's a bearded dragon, I just say lizard. Get the lizard. Bring the lizard. My son say, bring the lizard. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Officer Dave. I've talked with you on the phone.
Yep.
I'm seeing you in person.
It's good to see you finally.
And so when I see you in public, I'm going to automatically come up to you and embarrass you.
That's fine. I'm used to that. I embarrass myself constantly, so we're all good.
Do you think it'd be a bad thing for everyone at home when they watch this later on today and realize that Officer Dave's head's about 4 times bigger than anybody else on the show?
It's because the camera's too close.
That's exactly
Looking at the screen, it's like mine's half the size of his.
That camera is a little close to it. There's no question about that. There's no getting around it.
So anyway, yes, good morning again to everybody. Brittany, AJ, and Tommy. And Officer Dave. Yeah, so
Thanks, sir.
I had a choice. Actually, not. It didn't screen, but that Wes Anderson movie. I don't know what you guys feel about Wes Anderson. He's got the weirdest ass movies out there. And this one is Asteroid City. And, I thought, let's go with the throwback to the R-rated sex comedy with Jennifer Lawrence instead.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, honestly, and this is what's really funny, No Hard Feelings is the name of the movie. She was interviewed in Variety this week, and she says, you know what? It's almost impossible to make an R-rated comedy without offending someone. So what she basically did, and she says this, I made something that's going to offend everybody. I like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mean, screw it. I mean, what are you going to do? You will never, ever, ever please everybody. So she said, all right, I'm going all out here. And I will say before I start talking about the movie, she does. This is how much she goes for it here. She does like a full frontal in this.
Wow.
I'm doing one right now.
All our YouTube subscribers, you're welcome.
Yes, there you have it.
And just to tease the listener, I'm holding up a picture of Jennifer Lawrence. No, I'm not.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's lying.
Yeah, so I mean that was shocking to me because you have to remember she is an A-list actor. She won an Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. She's been in a ton of movies and great movies. I mean, she normally she basically picked hits. I can't think of a movie. Well, there's been a couple duds, but so she doesn't need to do this to get attention. But just to kind of throw a little cold water on the deal. The full nude scene she does is at night, so she's a little obscured. But again, I was shocked to see that she was doing this in this comedy. Again, No Hard Feelings. It's about this woman. She lives in Montauk, New York, which I understand is a pretty swanky area. But she's a townie. She's lived there her whole life. She's struggling to make property tax payments on the home that she inherited from her mother. She got her car impounded. Officer Dave, you got to look into that and get that back.
Yeah, there you go.
So she drives Uber. She works at a bar. She needs a car to not only do Uber, but to work at the bar, make money to make these payments. So she takes up this offer from this pair of helicopter parents. There's this 19-year-old kid.
he really is sheltered. He doesn't want to come out of his shell, and you learn why. But he's going to Princeton for college, and the mom and dad want him to experience life and so he can cope at Princeton. So they said, okay, we will hire you to date, quote unquote, date our son, which is basically get intimate. I mean, they basically say, you got to, do the dirty with my son.
Well, like he gives this one.
Yeah.
Really?
That's the Billy Crystal thing right there.
That is a Billy Crystal thing. You're right.
And so she does this and things kind of go south because it's a lot more difficult to get this kid interested than she thought it would be because she's 32 and he's 19. So you got a really raunchy throwback to these R-rated comedies. I don't know when the heyday was really, maybe the 70s, maybe the 80s, but it's to the point now where we've all been conditioned so much that things like all of a sudden Jennifer Lawrence doing a nude scene are shocking to us. And some of the dialogue is shocking to us because Hollywood simply doesn't go there anymore. I mean, isn't that weird that it really does take a sort of, somebody ballsy like Jennifer Lawrence to do this, to remind you that, boy, Hollywood has really become wimpy, haven't they?
Yeah, no doubt about
Well,
it.
yeah. Think about how American Pie came out and Stifler's mom had sex with an 18-year-old and we didn't bat an eye at it. And that wasn't that long ago.
Right.
Yeah. And, again, they're consenting adults. Okay. She's 32. He's 19. If they were each 10 years older, again, nobody would say anything. But even so, I mean, in this day and age in which we live, I mean, it does kind of give you this uncomfortable feeling. So that was weird for me. As to, Jennifer Lawrence saying, well, everybody will be offended. No, I didn't get offended. I was shocked, certainly. I mean, and again, maybe shocked because they're willing to go places that, quite honestly, Hollywood is pulled back from. So in a way, it's refreshing. Now, the problem is only half the jokes land. Okay, so it's an okay movie thematically, and the jokes and all that stuff. It's a 6.5 out of 10 on the Lammometer. But again, I have to give major credit to Jennifer Lawrence for going there. And this is her first comedy role as a lead. She might have done other comedies, but mostly she's done drama. So she's taking a big risk with her career. And I like that. I like the fact that we have people that are willing to do it instead of settling into the same old roles. So I mean, I think people are going to see this. The critics naturally aren't going to like it. They're going to go boo-hooing with all their, this is politically incorrect, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, it's a damn movie.
Yeah.
Just go and enjoy and have fun. So I guess, I've been talking with different people about it. With Sandy, for example, and he says, I'll probably wait till streaming. I don't think it's that sort of blockbuster thing you got to run out and see. But again, if you want to be refreshed and you want to feel like you're watching a comedy from the 80s or 70s or whatever, romantic sex comedy, a teen sex comedy or whatever the hell they were called, then this movie is for you, I guess.
I like. There's somebody's reaching for.
Oh, good. He was holding on for dear life. That's all I was worried about.
Yeah, I'm so used to it now. I'm working and just like now. It's like I'm just gonna put that on his shoulder, see how he reacts.
I love your son. He's so lovely. He's so
lovely.
Yeah, Quinn and Brittany thinks you're lovely.
Quinn, you are cool. I just love that he uses. He makes sure his dad is ready to go with his bearded dragon on his shoulder.
So at first, when we got the lizard or the bearded dragon, now here he goes.
He's got a jacket.
The lizard's back.
Outfit. He's changed the
outfit on. He had an outfit change.
He got a whole bunch of outfits for Jules. But when he does, it generally it used to shock me. Yeah. Now it doesn't even, like you said, I didn't even move.
No effect.
No effect at all. Just because he's got claws. And he kind of just grabs onto you. At first, I thought, you're going to fall. No. Lizards have claws. They just claw into you. So,
that's comfortable.
I love Quinn, the bearded dragon terrorist Quinn's just putting bearded dragons on people left and right in your house.
Yeah. Well, Quinn's an animal lover, Brittany. He actually works at an animal shelter. So,
that's amazing.
You're kindred spirits, both of you.
I would be lucky to raise a kiddo who's that passionate about animals.
All my kids love animals. Yeah. And that's probably because of me, and both my wife and I love animals, and which explains why our house is like a zoo in here with our dogs. And our
Winter
cats.
is coming, as someone said.
Winter, yes. So quickly, I have to mention The Idol with Lily Rose Depp and The Weeknd, who doesn't know how to spell his name correctly.
Yeah,
disgusting show.
No
I'd like to buy a vowel,
really?
sir.
Yeah, exactly.
People are just they are not having this show at all. And I've heard one good review from it.
It's basically Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp, plays a Britney Spears pop singer, and she's in need of a hit. She had a breakdown after her mother died. So she's trying to get her life back on track. And as you can see, Jules is crawling on me.
I did see
and this guy sees that she's vulnerable. He's a club owner played by The Weeknd, and he takes advantage of her like there's no tomorrow, and he degrades her, and it's so disgusting. It's so gross. He is so slimy.
Yeah.
And it's like
working with Brittany.
Exactly. Yeah, you missed the name of it, but it's The Idol on Max.
It's on Max. Avoid it. I usually try to give a show a chance. After 3 episodes, screw this. This is disgusting stuff. And in talking about damaging careers, I don't know about Lily Rose Depp because she's the victim, but this sleazy character that The Weeknd plays, and I don't listen. I couldn't tell you a song of his, but I know the young kids like him. This might damage his career.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so degrading, disgusting. It just makes you want to vomit.
Timmy, another brilliant report, I thought.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I checked in a little late. I was looking for an email from Rudy, and actually Brittany sent it this morning. So sorry for the late panic there, Brittany. I called you and I got you.
She was freaking out.
I was not. Tim, we'll take you at any time. You're the best. Tell Quinn hi.
I certainly will. And Officer Dave, good to see you, man. I hope to talk with you again soon.
Yes, sir, Tim. Have a good one.
All right, everybody, have a terrific weekend.
See you tomorrow, pal.
Oh, okay. Terrific. We'll see you, Tommy.
Thanks. Tim Lammers, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys, seeking justice for the injured. His baby girl graduated. So we're going to go over to the house and hang out.
Fun!
It should be good. I'm not going to get out of the car. She's going to have to come out.
Yeah.
Just a drive-by.
It'll be
drive-by.
You roll the window down just like a half inch.
Exactly.
Congratulations, you. Here's a check.
Well, hell of a job. AJ, thanks for coming. Here's a
What was
check.
that accent?
Yeah, it's a really good accent. So listen, I was talking to them.
Let me go home and get ready for Taylor Swift.
Oh, Jesus. We're done. Goodbye.
Got it.